The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
This is how the whole world ends, when all mankind at last repent for self-appointed governments make no sense, and hence we no longer rise to the light. And pay no mind to scientists who hide the truth behind a mist of fancy words and Mayan twists. We can't believe you're buying this, 'cause you were wrong, we knew you were wrong. Yes, all along we knew you were wrong. We sing this song to prove you were wrong, 'cause you were wrong, we knew all along. And all I can see is what God tells me to see. Now we live in a world where that outlawed gravity. Now we live in a world where that outlawed gravity. Pythagoras and Copernicus, mortal men like the rest of us. We let them get the best of us, and so we failed God's test of us. 'Cause we were wrong, we knew we were wrong. Yes, all along we knew we were wrong. We sing this song.
Sing along, Alan, sing along!
We were wrong.
Sing along, Alan!
I don't know the words, Ian.
There we go! Song he's never heard before.
Now we live in a world where that outlawed gravity. Yeah, we live in a world where that outlawed.
Sing along, Alan!
La 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 la. La 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 la.
Carry on, Alan!
La 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 la. La 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 la.
And this is the reason we have Brexit.
Calculus and astronomy, they pair beside Deuteronomy. We've banned the drugs and the sodomy, and now we fix the economy. 'Cause we were wrong, we knew we were wrong. Yes, all along we knew.
Take it, Caddick!
Sing this
We were wrong. We were wrong.
we were
We were wrong.
being so wrong.
Here we go!
Yeah, we live in a world where that outlawed gravity.
Mr. Alan Caddick!
Mr. Ian Lee!
Mr. Alan Caddick!
How are you, boss?
Ms. Catherine Boyle!
Yay!
We welcome you to the Late Night Alternative on the radio! Has to be said, the new album from Stephen Page, from which that comes from, man alive, it's a joyous rumble through pop. And here's the thing, right? I'm going to buy it. You can't order it on CD at the moment from Amazon. I will buy it on CD. But get this, Alan. I've got free Spotify for 3 months.
Oh!
Yes, and I'm prepared to give up my login details so that all of you can have it too. No, I just every now and then Spotify email me saying, "Would you like to have Spotify for 99 pence a month for 3 months?" No, thank you. And then they sent me a thing saying, "Would you like to have free Spotify for 3 months?" I went, "Yes, please." But here's the thing, 'cause I'm not stupid. I put a reminder in my phone a week before that 3 months is up. Cancel your Spotify subscription, otherwise they'll get the money out of your bank account.
And that's got to be like $9.99 a month.
It's something like $7.99, $9.99, $9.95, $8.99, something like that. It's more money than I want to spend on music. I want my music should be free.
And you just bought a new house.
No, that was about 6 weeks ago.
And you still paying for some new stuff for it.
Oh yeah, you mean that house? Yes, absolutely correct. I'm still old-fashioned. I still like owning the CDs. I still want CDs. I wouldn't buy new vinyl. It's not worth it. It's because they don't press it like they used to press old vinyl. I would buy. When I say I wouldn't buy a new vinyl, I would not buy. He said, suddenly remembering he sells new vinyl. I wouldn't buy like a new print of an old album on vinyl because it's overly expensive and it won't sound as good as the old vinyl because it don't sound as good.
Like the original.
Yeah, it doesn't sound as good because it's coming from a different source. So the original, generally, there's exceptions. The original's coming from a tape. Kath, could you just press the aircon button on, please? And the new one's coming from like a WAV or an MP3 or something. So I will not. But I like I like my CDs and I like my classic vinyl
and cassettes.
Yeah, and cassette. Yeah, I like cassette. Yeah.
You don't see many cassettes nowadays.
Depends where you look.
I mean, in the record stores, you don't get them nowadays.
Not in the record stores, no. Well, they tried to make a comeback like vinyl did, and so some people thought, hey, cassettes might... They didn't. But if you come to my farmhouse, you'll see loads of cassettes. I've got a shelf full of cassettes.
What was the first cassette you ever bought?
I don't remember. I think it was Missing Links Volume 2 by the Monkees. I never really liked buying albums on cassette. I just used to tape them. I didn't like buying them. I thought that was... I remember once I bought a mini disc, Best of Billy Joel, on mini disc. Stupid. Well, I never did that. The Best of the Birds and the Best of Billy Joel. Not the Best of Billy Joel. The one where he's sat on the steps.
Innocent Man.
Yes. Yes, that's the one.
Interesting. And I've got some news on the entertainment front.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
You know, Millionaire had a rerun with Clarkson.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad that ended. That was the worst experience. That was the worst week of television ever. Thank God that was over.
Well, I've got some bad news for you. It's coming back for a new series next year with Clarkson back in the hot seat.
Shut up and see.
ITV's confirmed it.
Oh, balls. And this is the last series of Big Brother.
Yeah, Channel 5 have confirmed that.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. They're putting in the usual mix of boobs, nut jobs, and sexual deviance.
I've auditioned for Big Brother once.
I bet you did.
It was for Series 5 when it was on Channel 4.
That's great news.
And I was on Big Brother's little brother.
Thanks for calling, Alan.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. 0344 499 1000. How you doing, Kath?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
That was well swerved.
Yeah. I could see where we were going. Friday night, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
totally.
Friday night and I just got paid.
I did just get paid today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's exciting times. I'm
What are you
still
gonna do?
not
You
as poor as I was before.
Going to go out on the Raz? Go out on the pull tomorrow?
I'm stopping it till 1. No, tomorrow I'm ferrying the children around, as usual. That's what I do on a weekend. Parties and that.
Oh, kids always got parties.
I know.
So many parties.
They got to celebrate.
Freedom from the depression that is life. Yeah, I've got the kids. I've got the kids tomorrow. Taking them home with me, and got some nice activities planned. Giving them cow pollen, sleeping. I'm joking. It's a joke. I'm joking about drugging my children. Yes, it's a joke. I've got some nice things planned. Got some nice food in. Bought a couple of new old Xbox games that you can play, because a lot of them are just 1 or 2 player, but these ones you can have up to 4 players. So it's the 3 of us. We can play those in the evening. Bought a 3rd controller so we can have a little bit of 3-way. So it's not a passive thing. We're all involved.
They can sit on sofas.
They can sit on sofas now. Although I told my youngest, he said, I like the beanbags. Have you thrown them away? I said, I know, I've kept them. He said, good, because if you ever threw those beanbags away, I'd make you sell your house.
Oh.
Well, actually, he said, no, I'd make you unbuy your house. I went, OK, well, I'll keep them then, in that case.
You don't want to buy that.
He was in a weird mood tonight, the youngest, he was, again, saying he's really looking forward to my cat dying so we can get a kitten. Because kittens are cute and Velvet isn't.
Oh, she is.
She's getting a cat flap tomorrow.
Does she know?
I'm keeping it a secret.
You're never going to see her again.
Well, this is the thing. I've got to hope that I don't think she likes pooing in her own back garden, right? But she's too old to get over and the fences are very well secured, so she's too old to get over into next door's garden.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be... also, the cat flap's a little bit too high for her because she's so old. So I've got to put steps in on either side. On the inside, that's fine. I've got some VHS tapes, old school, make a nice little step out of VHS tapes. On the outside, I'm not quite sure what to do. But we'll come up with something. But I'm getting rid of the litter tray tomorrow, so fingers crossed she knows what that means.
Could you please, when you do the outside steps, could you please get some sort of like lighting thing rigged up so that she looks like, because she walks like Tina Turner.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see her come down those steps like she's doing Woburn.
We could do it like Michael Jackson or something. So when she steps on one, it lights up.
Beautiful. That's all I want. Some dry ice.
If anyone can help with that, 0344 499 1000. Here's the thing we meant to say yesterday. Where the hell are our 2 logbooks?
Yeah.
So who's got the 2 logbooks? Eben's
got one and Ross has got the other.
Who's Ross?
He's in my book.
Right.
He was a nice one. But again, you gave it to someone that I don't think phones very much.
OK, well, Eben has moved now to college. He's high on poppers, ecstasy and snakebite.
No, it'd be fresh as flu now.
So, Eben... Did you send us it back? Recorded delivery. This is the thing, man. There are 2 books gone missing now. Don't make me buy another 1 or 2. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Dave.
Oh, good evening. I was absolutely thrilled by your Where is the Logbook chat from a little earlier, and I decided to call in.
Oh, well, thank you.
What has Eben done with it?
We think Eben has done a runner with it.
Oh, for Eben's sake.
Oh! My youngest wrote a joke today.
Oh.
He wrote a joke, and it's funny. It's a great joke. And he was so... When he said it, I said... Because I saw him coming up with it. I said, you just wrote a joke, and it's a proper one. He looked so pleased. So this is his joke, all right, Dave?
I'm listening, I'm all ears.
He's 6, right? What? And he came up with this, and he was so thrilled. What do mummy bees say to their naughty children?
I don't know.
I don't know. What do they say to their naughty children?
Oh, beehive.
Hey!
He made that up himself. I thought that was
going to be buzz off.
Sam's pulling a face like so. Oh, he's 6, Sam. He's 6 years old.
Misery.
I was thrilled with that.
Huh?
Buzz off doesn't make sense.
It does.
Well, no, it doesn't. You wouldn't tell a kid to buzz off. You tell them to behave.
I've heard you talking to your kids.
No, but you tell them to behave.
But you mean you'll drug them quite happily?
Yeah, very happily. Very happily. Yes, I will.
Yes. So, I just wanted to let you know...
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dave. He's a caller to the show, a new caller to the show. We've never spoken before. He's literally just called in. And this is how the show works. People phone up and they say stuff and we respond. So, ladies and gentlemen, would you please give a round of applause? It's Dave. Well done, Dave.
Thank you. As a first-time caller, it is nice to be welcomed in such a manner.
OK, Dave. What have you got for us?
So how does it work again? I just can ring in and talk about whatever I like?
That's exactly it, Dave. You ring in and you talk about whatever you like.
All right, OK.
After these adverts.
The late-night lip service for lovers, loners and lounge lizards.
Yeah, well, where exactly is your accent from?
The late-night alternative with Iain Lee.
I've forgotten your name already, excuse me.
On Talk Radio.
03444991000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Let's go to brand new caller, first time caller. It is Dave. Good evening, Dave. Dave the Rave.
Oh, Dave the Rave, yeah. Oh, so nice to be welcomed on the show.
It's lovely to have you on board. You're our bread and butter. We like to eat you. We like to get a knife, put some yellow fluid on it, spread it all over you, and then put some chips in you, fold you in half, and put you in our mouths.
You want to... Oh, you don't know how close to the mark you are with this. You want to get a knife and spread stuff all over me.
Yes, well, I do, yes.
You've almost got bang on the subject of my call.
I want to eat you, Dave! I want to swallow you whole!
Well, changes are afoot. I was in hospital yesterday.
Oh, well done, Dave. And big up the nurses and the doctors who work in Britain's hospitals.
Yeah.
Apart from the crap ones.
I did go private, though. Whoop, whoop.
Big up, Booper. Yeah, private's much better than the scummy NHS for all those scumbags that can't afford it. Who'd want to go to an NHS hospital, all those dirty scumbags. Wouldn't want to touch. So, you know they don't change the sheets for 5 years.
Oh, just the 5. Must be better down south. So I was in hospital, had a vasectomy.
He's had his willy chopped off. Dave has had his willy chopped off.
But what will the gene pool do without you?
Thrive.
The ginger gene pool.
Oh.
So...
Yes.
I wanted to tell you...
Stop the clock. Ross has texted in, don't worry, the logbook is safe and being filled in. So that's one. Where the hell is this deviant Eben? Eben only knows. Ebony and Ivory. Hey, so here's a joke. I've just written a joke. So Eben, first day at university, right? Eben's first day at university. And,
Uni.
Sorry?
Uni.
Okay, all right. Or as we call it, first day at college, right? And he goes into what he thinks is a friend's room in halls of residence, and he realises very quickly he's got himself involved in not one but two
sex rings.
No, not sex rings. 2 illegal trades, 2 illegal deals, and you know how he knew that? Because the guy he was with, a guy called Ryan, pulled out a pill in one hand and a tusk in the other, and he went, Eben, Ian, Ivory.
Oh.
Yeah?
That wasn't forced at all.
Hey, it wasn't. Did
your 6-year-old write that one as well?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Ebony and Ivory. Started way too high for that. What was I thinking? I was optimistic. I was a dreamer.
You know, Ian, if I'd have rung in before...
Yes, mate.
The last time I would have rung in, we would have probably sang Say, Say, Say together.
Say, say, say what you want, but don't leave me with no erection.
Oh, flipping
All alone. So I had a vasectomy.
Well done. What do you want?
I had a vasectomy yesterday.
Please stop saying you had a vasectomy.
Okay. And I was serenaded on my way out of work.
Oh, yeah?
I work in a factory.
Yes.
Some lads that are, gallows humour.
Yes.
And they all got out their bolt cutters and their shears and their scissors and Stanley knives.
Wow.
And first of all, they sang Rip It Up and Start Again.
Oh, that doesn't really work, actually.
And they also sang, what was the other one they were singing? First Cut is the Deepest.
That's that one works. That one works.
Yeah.
I like that.
So,
yeah,
I just wanted to, as a first-time caller, I don't know how this works, but I thought I'd see if anyone else could come up with any good vasectomy.
Okay. I know one. Your dick don't work no more. Your dick don't work no more, no more. You're never gonna make a baby, never gonna do it again.
No,
because
the idea is, Ian, they're not just random songs that you make up on the spot.
Real songs, sorry. Okay, I do apologise. Well, Dredge has called in for this. Dredge, you're on to Dave's vasectomy song line. What have you got for us, Dredge?
Well, I don't know how it sounded to you, but it sounded like he had a vasectomy.
Mm-hmm, of his balls.
Thank you. You want me to continue with this subject?
Unfortunately, for legal reasons, Dave's penis has to be touched on by every caller tonight. Henceforth and thence went. Dave, it's a great phone in, Dave, and I look forward.
First time call, it's not too bad.
It's not too shabby. What are we talking about? The call or your penis? Because
the call.
Why did you get it done?
Because I don't like surprises.
How did they do it? Did they because they burn it off now, don't they?
What?
They made very tiny little incisions, and apparently the scissors were quite blunt. I could hear them saying that because I only had a local anaesthetic.
Yes.
And they chopped him, and I believe they tied a knot in it.
No, I don't think they... I don't think they...
Vas deferens or Vas deferens or whatever his name is.
I don't think they do that. I think that they burn it. They burn it shut.
Oh, burn it. So what song could we have? Burn it shut.
Burn, baby, burn. David's penis.
It's not the penis that they burn.
Right.
Anyway.
Yes. Well, thanks for calling, Dave. I'm getting bored now, so I'm going to cut you off.
All the best.
There we go. Good evening, Dredge. Sorry you got dragged into that. A little bit shoddy and inappropriate the last few minutes there. But it's Friday. Everyone's got that Friday fee. TFI. Flip. It's TFI. TGI Fridays. The home of great ribs on their serving staff. You should see what they put on the plates. That's from the service staff that they fired. I love ribs.
That's your sponsor, is it, this evening?
Ribs, yeah, human ribs. Tonight we're sponsored by Human Ribs.
Yeah, they're not doing as well as they used to.
What have you got for us tonight, Dredge?
Well, you know the old Second World War, that was a bit negative, wasn't it?
That was a little bit...
It was
Hang on a second, sorry, I'm being walked... Where on earth do you think you're going, young lady?
Get Gerry's number and that for the MP.
OK, fine, thank you. All right, she's doing a good thing, but still, I still disapprove. World War II was a bummer.
Walked out on me.
Yes.
No, it won't be the first time.
No. Huh?
But you know the Second World War. I mean, why didn't they have something different, like a jumble sale or something? Do you know what I mean? Something where they could give proceeds to charity.
What, instead of invading Poland?
Yeah, yeah. You've heard of it, have you?
I've heard of it. Yeah, I saw a film about it once.
Did you? What are you eating? Is it human ribs?
No, I'm sucking a tooth. Sucking a tooth, he said quickly, just in case it sounded like he said something else, and I realised I was on the radio. I'm sucking a tooth.
You haven't got a gap in your teeth, have you?
No, I think one of them was a little bit I had a sore tooth today, and I thought, oh, man. But when I get that, I just have a good old scrub, and it seems to sort everything out.
That's always useful. Always very useful.
Yep.
But yeah, a couple of things I've called in about. First of all, you know Angela's Paranormal Activities YouTube channel?
Yeah, keep going. We're just
Are you walking out on me now? You're walking out on me now.
Down one. I think that's a good compromise. Yes,
everyone's
Angela's
walking away.
Paranormal Activities channel, yes.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of setting up a channel in response to that called Dredge's Normal Activities.
Okay.
It would just be videos of me buying a newspaper or just having a cup of tea, watching television, things like that.
Well, she's illegally streamed a football match that was being broadcast on Sky, so...
She hung up when you said that.
Yeah, because she got busted. I work for Sky now. We are, do we? No, I don't know. Anyway, we will not tolerate illegal pirating of any sports.
Yes, and I think we should ban all sports as a result.
I'd be up for that.
That's my opinion.
I've had too much coffee today, Dredge, and I'm feeling ragey. I'm raging.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling really weird.
Yeah, man.
I'm sort of exhausted, but I'm sort of buzzing as well. So I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well, that happens.
But interesting news. The Being Frank documentary, I believe, is going to be shown next month at the BFI.
Everyone should go and see it. It's Steve Sullivan's a genius. Everyone needs to go and see it. It's a work of art. Had me in tears, had me laughing. Everyone needs to go and see it.
And that was before you even went in the cinema, I know.
Exactly. I'm a very emotional kind of guy. All right, Dredge, anything else before I cut you off?
There's a new Bill Murray documentary coming out as well.
OK, thanks very much for calling. The Super Swingers, Batman will lure sex fans into web. Swingers will dress as comic book idols Batman and Catwoman at a superhero sex party. The raunchy wife swappers will marvel at each other's costumes on a catwalk to get their spider senses tingling. It should be spidey senses. Guests will then rip off their tights. I'm doing this for Ken, by the way. This is like me putting up the bat signal for Ken, because it gets him horny. Guests will then rip off their tights, discard their capes, and test their superhuman powers of endurance in a night-long orgy until 3 a.m. Well, that's not night-long, is it? Yeah, it won't be spider webs that he's spraying out everywhere. Organisers at tomorrow's Comic Con Noir Bash.
Hang on, Sam, aren't you going to that?
Yes, he is. At the Townhouse Sex Club in Burke. Can you find this online? Let's see if we can get one of these people to talk about this. Organisers at tomorrow's Comic Con Noir Bash at the Townhouse Sex Club in Birkenhead, Wirral, are charging £25 per couple. They say the night is for kinky players who like to mix fantasy with reality. The organisers added, calling all geeks, superheroes, villains and cosplayers. Bring your alter ego along. Don't be embarrassed to wear those skin-tight superhero tights. They reveal more than they hide. Well, when we went to the Comic-Con, the official Comic-Con, a lot of it was very
quite kinky, wasn't it?
A lot of it was very kinky and very sexy. And I must admit, Catwoman for me, what was the name of the original Catwoman?
Judy Newmar.
Yeah, Julie Newmar.
Julie, yeah.
She's in an episode of The Monkeys as well, Julie Newmar. She, as like a 9, 10, 11-year-old boy, she had a profound impact. I mean, Julie Newmar as the Catwoman, she's still around, Julie Newmar. I think she's like 81. But her as the Catwoman is the... Here we go, this is the phone-in. Who is the most sexy character on TV, male or female, ever? For me, female, Julie Newmar as Catwoman. Not Eartha Kitt, not Michelle Pfeiffer, although she's good. Halle Berry was good. But Julie Newmar, it's because she had those kind of sort of 60s-style hips. You know when hips were the thing? She had these wonderful hips.
Tiny waist.
Tiny waist, big boobs. And that belt that was just kind of at a jaunty angle. And just, man, what an attitude. And I remember at the age of 11 or 12, I had a very confusing dream where I was hanging out with her and she didn't have any trousers on.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, everything else was on, but the trousers weren't on.
So she's like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. And it was incredible. Who would you say is the sexiest male character
For me?
ever in television? Sylvester McCoy as Doctor Who.
No.
Amos Brearley.
No. I tell you who did it for me back in the day.
Yes.
Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, I never saw
but
that.
Then there was a spin-off with just him in it, and he was kind of stupid in it. I liked him when he didn't say very much.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't like people who talk to be my sexual partners. That's why I was so upset when that Italian doll brothel closed down. I wanted to go and have a little bit of fun with Jemima and Hamble. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
Moonlit musings from mums, madams, and meat packers.
Oh, never mind, I must have misheard.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
The station's brilliant.
On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. Good evening, Chuck Winkle.
Right.
Hello.
Well, fantastic. Hi, Iain.
Hello, Chuck.
Right. You guys want to sound very exclusive tonight.
Okay, very, very muffled, Chuck. Are you in a baked bean can?
I'm not. I can speak a bit louder.
Well, if you could just speak a bit clearer and closer to the phone, that would be awesome. If possible. I don't want to...
Right.
Hello?
Sorry, it's a very stressful time. We've got the biggest news I've ever brought you.
Okay, fantastic. Away you go.
Don't know if I've got clearance for this, but I'll announce it. Right. I am currently in a room with an actual UFO. Alien.
Are you with a UFO or an alien?
It's an alien. A real life alien come down from space.
So not a UFO?
He was one. He crashed.
Okay. Where is this room?
I can't actually tell you that right now, cowboy, but Area 51.
Okay. And how did you get there?
From a road in a Jeep.
Okay, in a Jeep, yeah. And what does this guy look... this alien, sorry, to make it gender non-specific. What do they look like?
He like one of us humans.
Yeah.
But he like a fat human.
He's like a fat Human.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we got a special NASA guy here going to translate. If you'd like to ask him questions.
Okay. Well, first question is, what is your name?
Right. He asked him, what is your name? If we could type that on screen. Okay, what we do is we type it on screen in his language and he replies, right?
Okay, I think I've got this, yes.
Typing it. It's on screen. Right, we're just putting that through computer.
All right.
He says his name is for US translation Brian.
Brian, okay. And where is Brian from?
Where's Brian from? We're typing it. That's it on screen.
So he's typing it and saying it.
No,
who's typing and who's speaking?
Well, NASA guy is writing on screen.
Oh, he's writing it in the alien language.
I am the alien replying in his language. Can you hear him?
Yeah, we can hear him. Yes.
What did you ask him again, Cowboy? It's off the screen.
Where is he from?
Oh, he's from Uranus.
What does he come in peace?
Does he come in peace? Typing it. Right.
Oh, there's a big one.
No, and
no.
He typed in another message. He just adds a little bit of thing on end there.
Right. So he doesn't come in peace. So should we be worried about this? This doesn't sound.
Oh, there.
What's he saying?
He says, "I'm gonna bomb you. I'm gonna go over, but it's got right up."
Okay. Gosh. Let's go to Gerry. Good evening, Gerry.
Hello.
Hey, man, what's going on with you, brother?
That's... sorry, language, record, your card.
Just calm down, because this is important we get this. Right, now, you sent me a tweet earlier on. I'm going to read this tweet out. Hi, Mr. Iain, and I like Gerry because I battered him into showing respect. I need help last night. I was left on the floor for 6 hours, 2 a.m. to 8 a.m., carers and nurses refuse to assist in any way. Help, I'm not feeling well, and I'm scared for my safety. So, just nice and calmly, so that we get this. Why? How did you fall out of bed?
I tried to get into bed.
You were trying to get out of bed?
Yes.
Why were you trying to get out of bed?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, shit.
Gerry, just calm down, man. You were trying to get into bed. Holding around. But why were you out of bed?
Because I stay up too late.
Okay, that's all right.
I tried to get into bed.
Okay. Do you normally get into bed yourself, or do they normally help you into bed?
Oh, they specifically need help. I don't know, Andrew. So I just went to the floor. They couldn't find me a sling.
They couldn't find you a sling? Hang on, is this when you were on the floor they couldn't find you a sling?
Yeah. They need somebody else's sling. They couldn't find mine. But they thought if I was to sling within 5 minutes. That's how I go off the 40s floor.
Hang on a minute, Gerry, I'm not getting all of this, and it's important that we get all of this, because I think we're going to send this to your MP who's been in touch with us. I think it's important she hears this, so we need to be as clear as we can. When could they not find you a sling? Was it when you were trying to go to bed, or when you were on the floor?
That's on the floor. The they come back and said they couldn't find the sling.
When you were on the floor, they came back and said they couldn't find you a sling.
Yeah, 3 tablets kicking.
They couldn't find you a sling in a care home for people who've got severe physical disabilities where...
Not my sling. Not my sling.
A hoist?
Not my personal sling. They couldn't.
They couldn't find a hoist or a sling?
They said there was no sling. No sling, so they couldn't do it because no sling. Well, sling. Just couldn't find one with...
That's, with respect, that sounds like utter bollocks, because those places, I know, because my mum lives in one, as you know, those places... Well, first of all, she has a hoist in her room, and secondly, there's hoists everywhere.
I thought that's the first thing you can grab it into the grabber off. Thinking, yeah, I'm scared of falling.
All right, hang on, we'll get to the scare bit in a second. So, you're on the floor... Did they try and make you comfortable on the floor? Did they give you a pillow or did they give you a pillow or a blanket or anything?
Unfortunately, and they got the pillow on.
They gave you a duvet.
They gave me a duvet.
And that was it.
And listen, fake wooden floors.
It's wooden floors, so it's cold.
As if 52 cuts.
So, OK, here's the thing, then. So, you say that they got you up at 8 o'clock. How did they get you up at 8 o'clock? They found a hoist?
They found a sling.
Well, where did they find it?
I don't know. They found something with a pipe, and it's my sling. Oh, I think it's true. It was
Gerry, just calm down a bit, because the phone signal's breaking up a bit. I know that's easier said than done. You've got bloody Parkinson's, but just try and stay as chilled as you can, man. Because we're gonna get the audio of this. We're gonna send it to Laura Smith, who is your MP and who replied almost immediately when I tweeted her about this. And I just get the vibe, having read her bio and looked a little bit about her, I get the vibe that she's one of the good guys, good gals, one of the good people. So we're going to send her this audio, OK, so she knows what's going on. You said in the tweet, and you said a minute ago, you're scared for your safety. Why?
Thanks to 6 hours. It's really after. I just said afterwards. And I put some to say I wanted to. They took me. I bust again 10 minutes later. And he says, how many times at 6 o'clock in the morning? He says, come in, he says, I need to be out to meet you. Maybe afterwards, maybe again. I'm sorry, calm down. I'm scared. I believe you could be the manager. All day, Gerry, cried, I'm crazy, yes.
All right, Gerry, I'm not. Gerry, hang on a second. Honestly, I'm not getting any of this. And I get it. No, it's fine. It's cool, man. It's cool because I get it because you've had a lousy night's sleep and you're worried and you're anxious and your Parkinson's sounds like it's going double time today. Of course. So just try one more time and just try and keep it brief. What are you scared of?
Falling down.
Just falling down.
Falling down. Fever. And the on the stomach condition. I avoid coming out of freeze. You've seen them when I put my hands to my eyes. You've seen them. Maybe you've seen them, maybe you haven't. Hey, Manchester, I put my hands to my eyes. I can't explain sense something to body, and it works. It works to me.
I'm getting the odd word. You mentioned Manchester. Are you talking about when you came and saw us at Manchester?
Yeah, you may see me putting my hands to my eyes.
Yeah.
That brings somehow it's I don't know, it works. It brings me out of freeze. That's the reason I told me.
All right.
Out of freeze. Free words. Then you say, what do you have? What do you have? You just don't know. I'm being briefed at all. I didn't feel safe.
All right.
It doesn't get nice to do.
Are you safe now?
Hello.
Are you in bed now?
No, beside of it.
Okay. Listen.
I'm beside of it.
I've emailed Staffordshire County Council, because they're your council, and I noticed, I looked in my Gmail and just typed in Gerry, and a whole a whole chain of conversations where I've spoken to them before. So I emailed them at about 5:43 what had happened, and they didn't get back. Even though their office is shut at 6, they didn't get back, which is okay. Maybe is it Friday? Maybe they went home early. So I'm really hoping that I get. Yeah, but the office that I emailed, that their automatic reply says we're open, whatever it is, 9 till 6, 8 till 6. Okay. So I'm hoping that they get in touch on Monday, and if they don't, I'm going to send them another email. We're going to email the audio of this chat to your MP, and I just get the vibe that she's one of the good MPs. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed. Are you going to be safe this weekend, man?
That's all. I should let me just for the weekend. No.
Can you do that thing they do in films? Can you get a chair and wedge it under the door handle so they can't get into you? Does that even work? Can you do that? Can you push your bed against the door so they can't get into you? Do it, man. Do it.
I got one person. No friendly chair, and they make an error.
All right.
They make an error.
Yeah.
One last thing, Iain.
Jerry, listen. Jerry, listen. I'm not. Honestly, man, I'm really trying, and I'm not getting it. All right. Listen. What we're going to do is we're going to email your MP. We're going to put a clip of this up online. Probably go up on Monday, and we'll make sure we send it to the county council. I'm going to email them again. What I expect we're going to get are lots of apologies and an explanation as to why. And it's because they can't... Here's the thing, in care homes, carers are not allowed... People will be saying, well, why don't they just pick him up? They're not allowed to. And kind of with good reason. I get it. If it were me and I saw you there, Gerry, and it wasn't my job, I'd pick you up, right? Because I could probably do it. But the reason that they're not allowed to bend down and pick someone up is because people are heavy, and people who are, moving in the way that Gerry moves are awkward. And it just one wrong twist, someone puts their back out and they can't work again.
Or they drop Gerry.
But a lot of it is about the safety of the carer. And I know this because when I was taking my mum out a while ago, I got told off by someone in the care home because I would wheel the wheelchair up to the car, lift her up, spin her around, and put her in the car seat. I got told off by one of the carers saying you're not meant to. They said you're not. Hang on. They said you're not meant to do it like that. I said what? Why? He said well you put your back out. I said I know the risk, but it's my mum. He said well you really need 2 people. I said well are you going to come with me to the other end then? Because I said I've been doing this for years. I know the risk, but I also know it's my mum. Gerry, listen, we're going to let you go. Try and rest this weekend, chill. If you can get a little bit of weed, then get that going. Don't send that to the MP, please.
Clip this tight, please.
We'll send you a little package. If you get a package from Talk Radio, you know what's in there, brother. They'll be pre-rolled as well. I'm joking. Have a good weekend, Gerry. We'll speak next week. Well, all right, but now you're being vulgar.
Wow.
We're going to cut him off. Dirty boy.
He's feeling better then.
Okay, 0344 499 1000.
Could I have that clip then, Sam, please, as soon as you can? Last time when Gerry fell on the floor and was left there, what was the result? They said that it wouldn't happen again. They started treating him like a king, didn't they?
They treated him like a king for a while, and we'll get this sorted. We'll get this sorted.
I'm just
the way we treat people who are physically and or mentally less capable than others is shameful, man. I see it with Gerry. See it with my mum, although they know she gets special treatment because I stole some strawberries, And I'm aware of that, and I'm kind of grateful for it. But she shouldn't get special treatment because of that. Everyone in care homes should get special treatment.
The frightening thing is, your mum and Gerry are both able to tell you what's going on.
Yep.
There are people in that unit who can't.
We're going to get this sorted out. And look, Manny's on the line. We'll go to him next. This is Talk Radio.
The radio show that knows truth is always stranger than fiction.
Week Monday, I get shoes.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Because they're too real to be part of my imagination.
On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000. At midnight, we're talking to Bey Logan from Hong Kong. He's a Bruce Lee expert, and if you've ever watched like a Bruce Lee movie and then done as I've done, as soon as it finished, gone, I want to watch that with audio commentary. It's generally him that does the audio commentary, and he's got 2 books coming out, one about Bruce Lee, one about martial art movies. We've had him on the show before. He's a cool guy. He knows his Bruce Lee and his martial arts. 03444991000. You got any questions for him? Otherwise, we'll have a nice little chat to him for 20-25 minutes. Manny.
Yes, Ian.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
What's been going on? What happened with your chat on Monday?
She phoned me on Monday. Emma had a good.
What was the name of the organisation?
Birmingham Vision.
Birmingham Vision.
Hey.
Yeah, Birmingham Vision. I had a good 45 minutes chat with her Monday. And the other lady rang me today, the one who's blind. Yeah, the other one she was on about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got an appointment with them, 12:30 October the 8th.
Hey, okay, all right. So what did you, if you don't mind me asking,
Just chatting about work, like skills and, what you want to do. And they've got a lot of things on. They've got, like, chat room things, where you go, you chat to other people.
Sexy? Like sexy chat room?
Man.
No, it's okay, sorry, all right. Apparently blind people can feel horny. I read it in a book.
Yeah.
So did you feel... Okay, so go on, I interrupted, I was being silly. They got chat rooms...
Like chat rooms, I think he said they've got like little workshops, like, but computers and stuff like that as well. It's good, man, good.
So
thank you very much.
Well, hang on. We're not. Well, the thing is, this isn't over until you phone up and say, you never. Guess what? I just been in for an interview and I got the job. That's when we let this one go.
I'll tell you something else.
Yeah.
I was telling Emma. I think it's Tuesday. I spoke to her again, and there's a guy in the shop. He's got a cost cutter. He listens to your show.
Yeah.
He goes, "Look at you on the radio." I said, "Yeah." He says, because he's got he's got a kid in a wheelchair, but 18 years old. But he's got a disabled lad working in the shop.
Yeah.
Doing bits and bobs, but he's able. I think he's got a bit of walking problem.
Hang on, so are you saying if we bump this disabled kid off, there's a job open?
No.
Okay, all right, I'm just saying. Don't judge me.
It's when you come working here a few hours a week or a few hours a day.
Shut up.
So, yeah, honest.
Do it.
I was telling him.
Really?
He says, what I'll do, there's shelf stacking.
Yeah.
He says, I'll tell you what to do. He says, this is not hard. And he said, keep an eye on you as well. And so I might do that. And another guy with a... hang on, listen to this one. And there's a guy with a construction company.
Uh-oh.
Hang on. On the phones. Yeah. On the phones.
Hey, that could work.
That can work, man. That can work. And it's not too far from me, probably about 10 minutes.
So how did they get in touch with you about that?
I actually know somebody that works there.
Yeah.
And I was chatting to them. She was just asking me how I am and stuff like that, and she works in the office. And she just let me see what I can do. And she's...
Go on, sorry, Manny, I keep interrupting. Go on.
Go on. No, anyway, that's their boss. But he said he's got to look into it for, health, safety, and other things, because I'll get disability living allowance and all that stuff. He's got to look into that stuff. There's quite a bit of stuff that he's got to look into, really. But this one, because he's got a disabled person working in a shop, he says to me, okay, because he's had a check done, like a safety check done and everything. So, but I'm going to go and see them first, because she went out of her way and you went out of your way. But I'm going to go and see them first.
Well, here's the thing, Manny, right? You don't owe us anything. You don't owe them anything. You have to do what you feel is right for you. I do think that the whole Birmingham Vision thing, from what they said to us and what it sounds like they've said to you, is that it would be worth doing, even if you went and took this job at Cost Cutter or this job on the building site, because I think if you did something like that, honed your skills a bit, it would open even more possibilities to you.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I am going to do that. And she gave me another app today where it's Seeing IA. It's a free app.
Yeah.
Where you download it and you put a so you got a letter. You put the phone over the letter about 10 inches away, and it'll say take picture. So you take the picture.
No.
And then it'll read it all out to you.
No! I want one of those.
Anybody can have it. And then there's another one, blind square. So I'm going to get that one tomorrow. That's £39. It's got everything in there.
Hang on, Manny, look, I'm late for the news. Can you stick around for the other side of the news?
Yeah.
Good lad.
No
all right, brilliant. Well, this sounds like a success.
I'm actually quietly thrilled to bits.
I'm thrilled. Don't you sound better as well?
Oh, my God.
This
so
is
much
great.
better.
Manny, stay there. Then we'll talk to Sydney. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The wild man of late night radio, Iain Lee.
Differently interesting nocturnal emissions from a legend of late night radio. On air and off the leash.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000 after midnight. We'll talk about Bruce Lee for a little bit. Bey Logan, who's a bit of a legend. You can call in about anything you want. We're talking to Manny, though. Manny's blind. He went blind, injured in an industrial accident. If you're listening last week, he phoned in and he was... well, you were prepared to chuck it all in, Manny. You were going to kill yourself.
Yep.
You sound infinitely better than you did on that night, man.
Good. It's been a good week, but yesterday...
Yeah.
One of my friends, we used to live next door. He had leukemia. His mum phoned us yesterday morning about 3:30, and they put the syringe driver. He died at 10 yesterday morning. That's the only bloody thing. Otherwise, not too bad.
Yeah. Well, I think that things like that. I'm sorry for your loss, man. Things like that show that life is precious, man. And some people,
especially when I was listening to. I forgot his name. Before me, with the Parkinson's.
Gerry, yeah.
I feel sorry for him. There's me, and look at him. He's worse off than me. And
well, listen, you've been in a dark place, brother. So your situation's been pretty lousy. So this is great. Honestly, me and Kath are we're thrilled for you, brother. So what is the next?
I'm gonna go. I'm going on October the 8th.
Yeah.
At 12:30.
Okay.
And they're gonna have like a one-to-one chat. Talk and about more what to do, and then from then on, there's a monthly meeting, or I think there's a meeting every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and then they're going to explain more about all the classes, or what I can teach you and everything. So.
And are you all right? Because that's a few weeks away. Do you think you're going to be okay to get to that? Because I know how emotions can dip and go up and down and things.
No, I'm positive.
Listen, who is this?
Positive.
Who is this calling in? I've never spoken to... I have spoken to this guy, but a long time ago.
He's happy, but I could cry.
It's thanks to you two. All this is happening because, like I said before, if anybody listening out there, these two people will help you. They're the only ones that think of you as a person.
Manny, you have a good soul, brother, and I've just got a feeling you've turned a corner, and you keep us updated.
Yeah.
And if you sink again, because you might do,
you never know.
Call the Samaritans, call us, talk to somebody, man. Talk to somebody.
I will.
Brother, let's go on.
How's the baby cat?
We're not talking about that.
Manny, have a great weekend, brother. We'll speak to you next week.
Have a great weekend, both of you. Have a nice weekend, Kat.
Thank you, mate.
Love you both.
Tatty bye. I feel we should do something. I feel we need some kind of celebratory thing there for. Well, hang on, that's not it. We need something. Let's see if we can find something.
It wasn't even good enough to be shit.
No, that's not it. That's not it. That's a bit too loud. Let's have... I had like some celebration music.
Shaggy Pony.
No!
You're a pervert.
No!
Although...
Well, okay. No, I had some celebratory music somewhere, and... Oh, here we go. This is quite loud, I think. There we go. It's for Gerry.
For Gerry or Manny?
Manny. We'll be playing this for Gerry soon, but this is for Manny. There we go. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
No, very little to do with us. We thanks to you, dear listener, telling us the names of people and putting us in touch with Birmingham Vision. Then we put them in touch. That's all we've done.
Mr. Costcutter, if you're listening, thank you. That was a really kind thing.
But Mr. Costcutter, if you are listening, here's a tip. Just cut out bits of paper that are the same sizes as £5 and £10 notes and just give them to him. He won't know.
He said the money wasn't important.
Exactly. So, just, you get free labour, you can save money.
We get happy Manny. It's win-win.
Everybody's happy. He can't afford to go and buy any booze. Everybody's happy. I'm so thrilled, man. That's brilliant. Sydney! Hiya!
Hello. Hiya, you right?
Oh, don't go too high, Sydney. It's going to crack.
Oh, no, it's fine, because I have a Post-it note in front of me with what I wanted to phone in about, because it does escape me sometimes.
Okay.
And I have spoken to you before, and I listen a lot.
Yeah.
And randomly at work today, I really thought of you because I heard...
You had a good think.
I had a good thing.
Yes.
I had a good Google.
Oh.
Flipping it.
I heard a song...
You mucky pup.
It's true.
Yes.
On the quiet, 'cause I'm at work.
Why does it sound so filthy? You're on the quiet, you had a quick Google, yes. In the lavvies, yeah.
Anyway.
Yes?
So I heard a song by some artist I don't know.
Yes.
And it's Mr. Bob Dobalina. Do you know Mr. Bob Dobalina?
Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina. Mr. Dobalina.
Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina. Yes.
China Clipper calling. Now, but which version did you hear? Which version did you hear?
I don't know the version, but let me tell you how it made me think of phoning you.
Okay, go on.
I don't know the version.
All right.
It's some American guy. I don't know. Anyway, so I googled who is Mr. Bob.
What was that?
Sydney! Wash your mouth out.
Have we got any delay? We got some delay. Sydney.
That is something bad.
Yeah, turns out the F word is quite a bad word to say, yes.
Oh, God, did I say that?
Yes, you flipping well did.
Oh, my gosh. It's rum Tourette's. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry.
Yo, man, I don't think they heard you. Why don't you tell them what your name is?
Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina. 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 Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina.
I've never actually heard this. It's quite good.
Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina wants to quit. You really make me...
This is hilarious. I've never heard this.
You're gonna make me flip and then a homie couldn't save you. Why don't you behave, you little rugrat? Take a little tip from the tabloid, because I know I'm not paranoid.
Okay, because that comes from... I've never heard that, and I'm so familiar with the original Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob, but that comes from this.
Zilch, Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina, Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina.
Zilch, China Clipper calling Alameda.
Zilch!
China Clipper calling Alameda.
Okay.
Zilch, China Clipper calling Alameda.
Self-defense.
Never mind the furthermore, the police self-defense.
Never mind the furthermore.
Hang on.
Seriously,
It isn't my opinion that the people are intending. It isn't my opinion.
Go on, Sydney, you potty mouth. Yes?
No, I am really sorry about that. Honestly,
You
I
will be.
didn't, but I will not again.
Next time, write a post-it
But
note
my
saying
whole-
don't swear. Yes.
No, my whole thing is Mr. Bob Dobalina, I understand, which is Zilch, monkeys.
Yes.
But because I heard this Mr. Bob Dobalina song on the radio, I Googled, and suddenly I find out that basically Mr. Bob Dobalina, that was a calling thing on an airport.
Yes.
For Mr. Bob Dobalina. He's nobody.
Yep, they heard it at an airport. They were all stoned
That's it.
and
Thank you.
high.
Sorry.
And they thought it'd be funny, and they went in the studio and made that.
And then suddenly you found out 20 years later, 30 years later,
Yes.
it's an American hit.
Well, I knew it had been a hit, but I'd never heard it. Like there's
that's how I found it.
There's a Run DMC song as well that's a monkey song that I've never actually listened to. Let's have a listen to it now. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Do you know this song?
No.
Okay. Here we go.
I'm Mary, and this is War. That's right, war. Women against rock. We are fully committed to showing you the ill effects of rock and roll on today's youth. That's a group, they're a gang.
Let's just get to the song. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, man.
Mary, why you bugging?
Wow.
Ian.
Hang on.
I need your hugging.
Well, that comes from... Well, that's crazy. That comes from this. For goodness sakes. Adverts. 3, 2, 1. That comes from this. Glenn Campbell on lead guitar here.
Oh, I like this breakbeat.
Glenn Campbell.
Mary, where you going to?
It's a good song. Yes, Sydney.
Well, do you know, that's made me think of something that happened the other day, which I'm going to briefly explain.
Please.
I was in the One Stop,
Yep.
and Tender by Blur was playing on the One Stop radio PA.
Yes, it really could happen.
That's not the one.
It's a different song. I was doing a medley. I was doing a medley of British gas adverts. Get to the point, woman.
Well,
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you've ruined the point. Honestly, Ian, it's on you, not me.
No, it's on you. What is the point?
No, there is no point.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Oh, just an observation.
034. She was in the One Stop and she heard Blur. What song? Well, two phone-ins spring from that. What songs have you heard in the One Stop, and where have you heard Blur? 03444 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
No rules nocturnal nattering for nightbirds, nurses, and Nosferatu.
All right, cool.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
So my brother-in-law, he never texts me. He never texts me at all, right? And he just texted me saying, "Hi, Ian, I saw this in a tiny corner of the metro. WTF? Have you heard of this?" And it's an advert for a movie.
Oh.
Right. But it's a low-rent advert. Infiltrated. I bet Lino's seen this. A spy movie, a gangster movie, an action movie, all in one film. Don't know why they didn't keep the movie thing going. Starring Tam Toy, directed by Archie Allison, now on Amazon Prime. And I don't know why Ivan sent this to me, and I said, "This looks incredible, I'm in." And the posters are awful and stuff. And it's on Amazon Prime, so you can watch it for free. So I'm doing it. Right, I've just found it. Sergeant Barry Clark, British Army, man with a past, formerly a lieutenant, was demoted after being falsely accused of war crimes in Bosnia. Recalled to military intelligence, he is sent undercover to infiltrate and destroy the organisation of John Masterson.
Hang on a minute.
Yep.
War crimes?
Yep.
He just gets demotion and put into intelligence?
To destroy the organisation of John Masterson, the kingpin of organised crime in Scotland.
Right, okay.
Clark realises it's only a matter of time when Masterson discovers they have been infiltrated, right? Okay, well, let's look at the 5-star reviews first, because it does get some. Honestly, what's not to like? The first one's great. What's not to like? This could be Scotland's version of The Room.
Oh, right, okay.
An ambitious, lovely set pieces and a gripping story make for a good film. It is perfect. An ambitious, exciting feature film that subverts the expectations for a typical Scottish film. Lovely set pieces and a gripping story make for a good film. Is it perfect? No. But as a low-budget attempt, it shows what can be done with some spirit and heart. Speedboat chases, tanks, helicopters, private jets and more. And that's all of the 5-star reviews. Let's go to some of the others. Let's go to the 1-star reviews, of which there are more, 71%.
Oh, dear.
Don't even bother pressing play on this low-rent... I'm watching this Sunday night, by the way.
I think I might have to watch it now.
I've got a feeling... I'll tell you what we'll do. I don't know what time the kids go. Maybe we'll watch it Sunday night, and I might live tweet it so we can all watch it together. Don't even bother pressing play on this low-rent, ghastly film. Made with a budget of $10 in total, you know how bad this can be. It is even worse than your lowest expectations of entertainment. Delete and move on. Infiltrated, next one. Infiltrated makes Dude, Where's My Car look like the greatest movie ever.
Did you see that?
It's a good film. I enjoyed that. I managed just less than 10 minutes before I gave up. There is literally not one single redeeming feature about Infiltrated. It gives low budget an entirely new meaning. The acting is shoddy, the effects are hilarious, the accents are so broad I couldn't understand a word.
They should have called it Dude, Where's My Film?
This is that bad it could almost be a comedy. The worst film I've even seen, not even worth a star. Typical Scottish film crap. Scotland makes some great films.
Now.
Some great films. Looks like it was made on a mobile phone. I wasted 120 seconds of my life watching this. Looks like it was shot for a BTEC media course.
Great.
Don't think I've ever seen... This is clever. I don't think I've ever seen such wooden acting since Geppetto carved Pinocchio. I'm gonna... Should we watch the trailer? Yeah. I'm going to keep my... You don't tend to get swears in trailers, but you never know, so I'm going to keep my finger on it. So it's...
Lieutenant Clark? Lieutenant Barry Clark? That's me! I Major Steve Adams, U.S.
Hang on a second. Sorry, what you can't see is... The edits are awful. I mean, and the camera's like shaking on the edits. But what you can hear is that every time they go to another shot, the sound quality is different.
Yep.
You don't get that on movies. This is great.
Special Forces. Lieutenant, you're under arrest.
What charge?
War crimes.
You've been selected for temporary transfer back to the well, you must be mad for that, because that man is a cold-blooded killer. Where you send me then, these are exactly the qualities they need.
Oh, God.
You will infiltrate Marston's organisation. You will be an officer again.
Yeah. If I live long enough.
This is incredible! Oh, sexy lady.
Well, the enigmatic Angela.
You said now I know where you live. I could drop by for a drink.
They're on a speedboat now. They're shooting at another speedboat. And they've got a machine gun.
They're all dead. I've been lucky so far. Bloody lucky. That luck's not going to last forever.
He's never frustrated at one point.
Jeez, I don't...
It's so muffled.
Got to send that to Limmy. That's,
I really want to see it.
That's Sunday night sorted, guys. That's Sunday night. Did you find our swingers?
Yeah, I've tweeted them. I think they might be busy, though, Friday night.
They're wiping themselves clean.
The phone will be in a locker somewhere.
03, or up their bums. 03 44 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. The switchboard is empty for the first time. For the first time this evening, the switchboard is empty. This is a bit weird, right? As I say to God, as I get older, I'm turning more and more into Mary Whitehouse. I think this is horrible. Jack Fincham. So this is Jack from Love Island. He's going out with Danny Dyer, Lady Danny Dyer, who's the daughter
of Danny Dyer.
Danny Dyer. That was you.
It was.
Jack Fincham told Danny Dyer that sex with his daughter lasts just 10 minutes. The EastEnders star got a shock when he grilled the Love Island winning couple about their love life. All three appeared on ITV2's Celebrity Juice last night and had to play a Mr. and Mrs. style game. Actually, they didn't have to.
No.
And actor Danny got the chance to ask his daughter, Danny, about Jack's stamina between the sheets. He said, to the nearest minute, on average, how long does it take Jack to shoot his bolt?
Flippin' heck.
The red-faced lass joked, oh, God, I don't know. And worried Jack added, I can't even make a joke. Finally, Danny wrote down that Jack lasted 15 minutes, but Jack revealed it was usually over in 10 minutes or so. Host Keith Lemon joked, 10 minutes or so is 15, so a point for your team. The pair also squirmed when Danny asked Jack when man Danny asked Jack what Lady Danny calls her lady bits. Scared about upsetting him, he pretended not to know, protesting, "I ain't seen it." But man Danny laughed, "Good answer. Well done. Congratulations. I like to think they're called out of bounds, but I know they're not."
Oh, God, really?
However, pen salesman Jack guessed correctly. She calls it her noonie. Now, I've been on Celebrity Juiced a long time ago, and it's a good show, and Keith Lemon's brilliant. I think Lee Francis is great. But a dad asking his daughter how long her boyfriend lasts before ejaculating, to me, right, and it's because I'm getting old, I know it is. Am I alone here, dear listener? 0344 499 1000. To me, that's bang out of order. That's just totally...
It's horrible.
That's horrible, isn't it? That's totally inappropriate. I know it's a funny show and it's filthy and all of that, but that just... that's not good news. I do think telly's gone too far. I don't watch telly. I think it's gone too far. I think Mary Whitehouse, I wish someone would write a book about her or do a movie or a documentary about her, because I'd love to see it. I miss, and I used to laugh at her. I think, when did she die? I don't think she was around when the 11 o'clock show was on. She certainly wasn't vocal if she was still alive. But I miss that someone standing up and going, this is out of order. I mean, she'd have a thrombo if she was alive now and turned on the telly for 5 minutes. She'd have a rustle. But I do miss someone saying, you know what, this is too much. This is too much. This is too much.
But the Keith Lemon thing is, that's the whole act, isn't it? That he goes up to the line and then jettisons over it.
But it would be slightly different if it were Keith Lemon asking that question to her in front of him. But it's the dad asking the question to the daughter.
Yeah.
That's where the twist is. It's kind of funny if Keith Lemon goes, "So then, Danny, how long does Jack last in bed? You don't mind me asking, do you?" Oh, I kind of get that. That's funny. But the dad asking it to his daughter, that is...
horrible.
That is messed up. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Paul.
Hi, Ian. How's it going?
It's going all right, thank you, Michael Caine.
All right, how's it going? You went and played the bloody doors off.
No, mate, bloody doors off.
No, what I was going back to, you were talking about a movie that Catherine hadn't heard of. What you need to do is maybe set up a film club where you could suggest a film that's a bit of a niche market or whatever.
Yeah.
We could go off, watch it, and then we could all talk about it, because, so it's not just you watching it on your own.
You mean like we used to do?
Maybe.
Well, how long have you been listening to this show?
Quite a bit, but I can't listen to it too often.
We used to do that! We used to do it, and we called it Film Ring!
All right, well, I didn't know that.
Well, you're a muppet! We used to do it! But thanks for your call. Thanks for your call, Paul. It's appreciated. I really do appreciate it. Looking at starting up a little film club as well outside, and I've made... I've approached a few venues. A few venues have kind of got in touch with me. I've looked at licensing films. That's where the expense is, because if you're going to do it, you've got to do it legitimately. You can't just bring in your DVDs. So this is where I was taking notes when we spoke to Graham from the Burnt Church.
Yep.
And I'm going to email him and get a few tips off him. And he mentioned this company that he uses. I can't remember their name now, but this is where he gets his movies from. And that's where the expense is. You've got to pay a £150 join-up fee, and then you rent movies off them, and they have the license for loads of movies. So you go, I want to... The one I looked at, for example, was... I don't know. They got Heathers on there. It's stuck in my head because we were talking about it yesterday. So you go... And they have new movies as well, but you go, I want Heathers. So you then have to pay them. I can't work out... It's something like 100 quid plus VAT, so 120 quid. Then they send you the DVD, and you then have the rights to screen it on that night. So that's where the cost is. But I think we can make it work, Kath. You're in on this, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned it to you. I think we can make it work. I think we can get a nice little film club. There's a couple of venues. I mean, London seems the obvious place. A touring thing is not out of the question. Or Luton. The Bear Club is someone suggested the Bear Club. So there are places. My thing would be you do it once a month, and I mean, London seems the obvious place, really. But I don't know. We need a name for it. That's what we need. Let's come up with a name for it first. A name for our film club, dear listener. Don't tweet me at you later. Loads of people tweeting. Well, don't tweet me it later. For goodness sakes. Phone us. Phone us. Tweet me stuff to do with the show. I don't care. 03444 999 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10. Ryan, stay there, because you're going to be the next caller, I swear to God, on Talk Radio.
Stimulating nightly emissions guaranteed to open your eyes and your mind.
Oh, my word. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Oh, I'm being told there is a book about Mary Whitehouse. Ban This Filth, Letters from the Mary Whitehouse. Archive, buy it now for 41 pence. Ordered. There we go. That was lovely. Thank you to everyone who suggested that. A couple of you suggested that, and Andrew was the one I clicked on. Thank you. Good evening, Ryan.
Hello.
Hello, Ryan. What you got for us, mate?
Hiya. What to speak about what you were saying about Danny Dyer and his daughter?
Yeah.
That just took me completely by surprise. I thought you said, the integrity of the stars, speaking about your daughter like that is...
Well, I mean, technically he wasn't speaking about his daughter. He was speaking about his daughter's boyfriend.
Yeah, but what it represents and it's just, I don't know. People have got values and beliefs and standards, and I think they're selling themselves out, basically.
Boyley's doing a tut.
Well, just thinking that
Thinking tut.
When I was kind of in my teenage years and like early 20s, before I got married, my mum's very open about, sex and stuff like that. We'd always chat and stuff. I would never tell her and we were, we were very... She was always very kind of honest about things, but we never gave details like that to each other. Never. And certainly... And then doing it for an audience, it just seems a bit much for me.
Yeah, I agree completely, Catherine, I come from a family like that where, I don't know, it's just standards and stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff like that where you wouldn't do things like that. So.
But then again, my dad always kept the boyfriends at arm's length till I got engaged, really. He always he liked to be a distant, slightly scary figure, so they wouldn't mess me about, I think.
I'm old-fashioned, and that's how you represent like a one-woman man. And I wanted to speak to Iain about another thing.
Go on.
Where there's something he said in the past. Where, I split up with my first girlfriend 10 years ago. I've got 2 children. And when we split up, like you said in the past, I felt a bit of a failure.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That when it broke up, I couldn't have that family unit,
Yep.
But I knew for certain I had to break up with her because of how volatile it was and how things went. All I really wanted was to be together and for it to work, but there was no way it could. So in a way, I had to cut my nose off to fight my feet.
Well, it's a tough old decision to make, breaking up a family unit. But if it's not working and you've tried all the possible things, what other choice is there? You can't stay together for the kids because that's nuts.
Yeah, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, really. It's what you want, you can't have because the other person you're in a relationship.
How are you feeling now, Ryan?
No, I'm good. Yeah, but I've not really moved on.
How long ago was it since it broke up?
10 years.
Oh, mate, really?
Yeah.
Why? Why can't you? What can't you let go of?
No, we do, and I still speak to her and stuff, but
yeah,
I don't know. I just don't feel the urge to move on. It's like something's gone now. Something's missing, sort of thing.
You don't have to.
You feel lost.
Yeah. You don't have to get into you don't have to go into another relationship.
Well, let me say this, Iain. I've done everything for my kids all the time. We've been split up. I've always seen them. I've took them abroad 4 times. We've just been to Cyprus for 2 weeks.
Beautiful.
I work hard, I don't have a great job, but I work nights. I get paid quite well.
Yeah.
But I can relate to, things you say. It's just that you're in life and you're just doing what you're doing, and What do you want? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go?
Well, you sort of keep on keeping on. I had to see my solicitor today, and the divorce is plodding on, and hopefully that's. And here's the thing: the language around it as well. So my divorce should be done just before Christmas, right, in December, right? It should be if it all goes according to plan. And I was about to say hopefully it'll be done before Christmas. Now that I don't want to say hopefully, because then that implies that I'm excited that it's going to be over before, and I'm not excited by it. I'm really, really saddened by it, and I can't do that. Oh, I'm going to be free at Christmas. By Christmas I'm going to be free, and I feel nothing but immense sadness, that sense of failure, and a little bit of shame, but it's just a sadness. And so my sister said, right, you from October the 8th, you'll probably have 6 weeks and a day, and then it'll be done. And I don't know what you say to that. Do I go, oh, good, or that's a relief, or thanks very much? I don't know what the language is. Yeah. Because I feel terrible that it's happening, but I know it's the right thing to do.
My children are a bit older. My daughter's 17 and my son's 13.
Yeah.
She's at college. My son's at school. And the relationship's fine, with my kids. It's great. They're with me all the time. But I'm talking on a personal level. I don't know what you think about it, like how to move on and how to.
Well, what do you mean?
Meet someone else and
Is that what you mean by move on? Meet someone else?
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you want to meet someone else?
Fine, financially, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Have a nice car, my home life settled, but it's that. I don't know.
Tinder.
It's like you've been hurt inside.
Get on Tinder. Get on Tinder, mate.
No, I don't.
Talk
want
radio
that.
singles, you mean?
Talk radio singles or Tinder. Get your wick wet. Come on.
Oh, flipping it.
Yeah. I can't sell myself because it's like, how can you sell yourself?
I know what you mean. I the thought of that is terrifying.
It's good to see. Yeah.
Anyway, mate, listen, I'm glad you called, Ryan. Give us a call any time.
Yeah, man, I will.
Cheers, fella. Ta-ta. Oh, nice guy. I liked him. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Sam. What's Sam doing?
Reversing.
Imagine we heard a gunshot. Please don't shoot. Hello, Ian. Yeah, I'm here.
Sam, you're on.
I've been shot.
Have you been shot, Sam?
No, sorry, I was just changing bus.
Oh, okay, right. You're right.
Yeah, how's it going?
Yeah, good, thanks, man. You're on the radio and stuff.
Yeah, I know, sorry.
That's all right.
I was changing bus.
Oh, well.
No, listen, this is got to be quiet.
Are you on the bus?
Yes.
So, I hope you're on a late-night bus. I hope you rolled up a joint and you're smoking a fat one.
I'm having a pale ale.
Oh. What you got for us, Sam, on the bus?
I manage a venue, and they told me last week that I can start doing a film night once a month.
Yeah.
So I want to hook up with you.
Where is it?
King's Cross. 80 seats.
What venue's in King's Cross with 80 seats?
2 northbound.
2 northbound. Let me. Oh ho ho.
Also, next week we've got 2 friends of the show performing.
What? Who?
Adam Buxton.
Oh yeah.
And Sarah Barron.
Hey, look at that!
Oh, hang on. Sarah Barron said she'd let us know if she's performing locally.
Screw her!
She's performing on 18th at 9 p.m. If you want comps, I can sort you out.
Oh, sweet.
Well,
we're busy, though.
We're busy at night time, mate.
Yeah, I know. Take the night off, like if it was the Monkeys or something.
Oh, he knows.
All right. Hang on a second. Well, all right.
Adam Buxton's on at 7:30 if you want comps for that.
I hate that guy. He's a loser.
So horrible.
Hate him. He stinks.
Seems nice.
He seems nice. You wait till he gets there and he starts making demands.
He'll be screaming at you and throwing his shoes at you.
I'm starstruck about him coming in, to be honest.
Lovely.
No, he's not. He's horrible. He's short and tiny and hairy like a hobbit. Tell him. When is he on? What date is he on?
He's on the 18th. He's on at 7:30 and Sarah Barron's on at 9 o'clock.
What date? The 18th of October?
No, like next week.
Oh.
6 days. 5 days.
Tuesday.
We could go
Tuesday.
and see. We could go. What are we doing Tuesday? I'm doing something Tuesday. I'm doing Luke Haynes' podcast. We could go. Can you get us in to see Adam?
100%, yeah.
Sweet.
Yes, yeah, I mean, yes.
Yeah, just say yes.
I don't know what I said.
Well, I tell you what.
Yeah.
I tell you what. Why don't this could be the answer to all our problems? Why don't if you can get me and Kathy in on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Then come and say hello to me and we can have a chat and I can look at the venue and stuff.
So we've just got a new projector, HD.
Yes, man!
Yes, man!
HD.
Yeah.
And they literally said to me last week, we shouldn't be having it in the nights where nothing's on. Do you want to start running a film night? And then I was listening earlier, and you said you're looking for venues in London for a film thing.
But what night of the week
the
is...
whole licensing thing, I found a site you can do it for about 80 quid.
Is that... No, I'll tell you the site I found, because this is what they mentioned, what Graham mentioned last night.
Probably plus that as well, 80 quid plus that.
Yeah, this is
so 100 quid.
Film Bank Media.
You can go... So you can just go straight to the BFI for posh films, or there's two other companies you can license sort of more modern films from.
Yeah.
But we can do whatever you want. Free entry.
All right.
Charge people, Q&A. I shouldn't be doing this on the radio, but...
No, this is great. I think I want to charge people because I want to get rich. I want to do 4 or 5 of these and we get rich. Sam, listen, we'll see you next Tuesday. Because that spells.
No.
Yeah, we will literally lay eyes on you on the second day of next week.
All right, I'll send you a proper email.
All right, nice one, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you reaching out.
Later.
Cheers with this.
Right,
Ta-ta. What a nice guy.
Wow.
Or an elaborate hoax to
Well-
get us to turn up at a venue. Sorry, no Sam here. No, your name's not on the door.
Adam who?
Isn't that something? I'm looking at some video of the venue now. It looks all right. All right, we could be on to... Oh, I should ask, would you be interested in coming to a film club, dear listener? If we did it once a month and showed... You know, I'm really keen on showing Heathers. Now that
I've not seen it.
This is it. I've not seen it for years, and I know you'd like it, so I want to show you Heathers. So maybe we start with that. But it'll be Heathers, maybe something a bit modern, an obscure karate film, you know, a time travel film from the 30s, you know, kind of stuff. And ultimately, it would lead towards getting guests. Now, guests is money, but it's not impossible. But you need an audience. That's the thing. This is Talk Radio.
Kick off your slippers. Don't go to bed. The party is just starting.
You can sleep when you're dead. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
So this is what I think you do, is you go to this Film Bank Media and you look at all the movies that they have the rights to.
I think got some quite new ones too.
Yeah. I'm not that interested in showing new ones, but showing some... and things like, for example, although they're very, very quiet, they never reply to my tweets. For example, the Mr. Rogers film, that probably no one has the licensing rights to in this country. Then you go directly, as Graham was saying, as he did with The Room, you go directly to the makers and say, can we have your permission to show this film, please? And we could kick off with the Mr. Rogers film. Oh, howsers.
In the school holidays, we could always do a kids' screening, couldn't we?
Yeah, we could, man. No, we couldn't, because it's got a bar and they might not allow kids. But then we find a different venue for a kids' film.
Okay.
Thank you, Sam. That was not you, Sam. But thank you anyway, brother. But the other Sam, thank you very much indeed. 03444991000. We're going to Hong Kong just after midnight to speak to Bey Logan, Bruce Lee expert and martial arts movie historian, to talk about that. There's a story here, and I saw this in The Sun yesterday.
Your nostrils are a bit loud today.
A bit noisy, isn't it? Dwarf wrestlers have hit back after campaigners shut down 2 UK bouts. Dwarfs used to be funny. Remember? Do you remember when everyone was like, let's get some dwarfs in, that'll be funny. I never found it funny, but it used to be, let's get some dwarves in. That's going to be funny, man. And now I think people are like, well, they're just people and stuff.
It's just a smaller person.
But I suppose for these people, this is their life. Mm-hmm. This is their livelihood. Dwarf wrestlers. We don't say dwarf anymore, do we? I don't know what we say. But I'm just reading the story as it's presented. Dwarf wrestlers have hit back after campaigners shut down 2 UK bouts. US fighters from the Extreme Dwarfinators slammed critics for calling their sport a freak show.
Ooh.
They described it as a Victorian-style abuse of people that harps back to carnivals. Harks, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was saying that. I thought that's not right.
Harps back.
Well, this is a quote, so I don't know where this quote is from. So the quote is... They described it as Victorian-style abuse of people that, quote, harps back to carnival. It's not harps, is it?
Well, unless you're doing, I wonder what that was like.
Harps back to carnivals and travelling troops, but wrestler Michael Stone, a.k.a. Lumberjack, said, I won't do the voice, "It's not discriminating against us, we're just trying to have fun and do our job. We can't go to the WWE and do what we do because we're too little." The Morningside Arena in Leicester and Ferndown Leisure Centre in Dorset scrapped events next month after pressure from the Restricted Growth Association. But there are still a host of other dwarf wrestling events going ahead, starting in the Coyote Ugly Saloon in Cardiff. Just remembered I heard the weirdest, and I've forgotten about this, the weirdest... Listen to this, man. This song is nuts. Right?
Hey, hey, hey,
this isn't him singing, but this is a Neil Diamond song.
Babala-dinga, hey, hey.
You wait.
Hey, hey, babala-dinga.
This is nuts.
There was a flood, and many poor men were killed.
Doing a voice?
And that is why our house is built on the top of a hill.
It's from an African suite he's composed. He was doing it before Paul Simon, but not as good as Paul Simon.
Paul Simon doesn't do the voice, though.
Isn't it something else?
I am the lion.
Oh, wow.
This is insane, isn't it? This is the guy that wrote I'm a Believer and Sweet Caroline.
The night. We had a cow. And walked to the stream, and when I returned, it was stolen away. But now the cow is gone, and we don't need a farm. We have not one thing left, one seal
It's insane, isn't it?
It's absolutely nuts.
Bellowing out at the night. I am the lion.
It's a weird old Taproot manuscript. It's some record, right? But it's let me see if I can find. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's find. Here we go. There's another track. Oh, it won't let me play it. All right, anyway. Let's go to Dave. Good evening, Dave.
Hello.
Hello, Dave.
Right, I'd like to talk about my job today.
Okay.
Right, I'm a teacher. And I really don't like my job, right? And I go to work and I get bullied. Have you got any advice for me?
What do you teach?
Science.
Surely the answer is children. Okay. What age group?
High school.
So again, what age group?
Well, normally I teach year 9s and year 8s.
Remind me, because I get so confused with these year 9s. How old are they in year 9?
13 and 14.
Okay, it's doing well. And what kind of do you teach? Physics, chemistry, science?
Well, I teach all three, but my main one is biology.
Okay. And in what way... I have no reason to doubt this. Then in what way are you being bullied?
Well, the kids just don't like me.
What? Why not?
I just can't control the class.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you're in the wrong job, Dave.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. I suggest you quit.
Ashley.
There
you go. And go to bed. Because you've got homework to do over the weekend, otherwise you're going to fall behind.
I knew he wasn't an English teacher.
He wasn't a teacher from science.
The thing is, Catherine, for the whole phone call, I'm sat there with my finger on the dump button and my other finger on the cut him off button, just waiting for the... That guy deserves... I don't say this very often. That guy deserves to be bullied. Thanks for the call, Dave. I appreciate it. Good evening, George.
Good evening, Ian.
George.
Kath.
George.
George.
I like Neil Diamond's
what he did with Jonathan Living's Seagull Story.
Yeah, that's some album, man. It's not to everyone's taste, but he was always trying to do like a concept, and that African thing was his first attempt. And I guess the most successful one was the Jonathan Livingston Seagull album.
Yeah, have you played any of that?
Lonely looking sky, lonely looking sky, and being lonely makes me wonder why.
I just tuned into the end of some programme on BBC, and they were playing a track from Paul McCartney's album, and a video of a teenager looked like walking down a Liverpool street, and the last line they played was, "You make me want to go out and steal."
Yeah,
I wonder if there'll be any controversy about that, and what do you think?
No, that's a good song. That it's just about being in love. You make me want to do stuff. Make me want to say. And also, he's doing it as a rhyme for feel. That's what it is, really. It's a good song.
Yeah, no.
There's more controversy about the. Know how I feel. Oh no, that is the song. There'll be more controversy about the chorus, which is, well, it sounds like, and I've worked out what it is. It sounds like I just wanna you, but it isn't. The lyric is I just want it for you. I just want it for you, but it sounds like he's saying I just want it for you. So it's a completely different thing, but it's a naughty little joke.
Right.
Yes.
Do you know a song called Together?
By Harry Nilsson?
No.
No?
O.C. Smith. I think it's the best love song ever. Do you not know it?
Oh.
Yeah,
George.
I want to make love together. Whether or not you're there, I'm going to make love to you.
Talk about you, baby.
Here we go.
Oh.
This is not what I was expecting, George.
No.
Closes her eyes, and she makes music.
It's nice. I wasn't expecting that. It was lovely.
I know it is. It is. I recommend it for anyone.
I've not heard of O.C. Smith.
Sorry?
I've not heard of O.C. Smith.
Really?
Yeah.
Hickory Holler's Tramp was his big hit.
I don't know him.
No, but I just recommend that song.
George, don't get angry, but we've got to go to the news.
That's okay.
All right, peace and love, man. Nice to talk to you as always. No, in fact, don't call anyone for a little while because we've got a guest coming up straight after the news. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
You don't honestly. You don't know how excited that music is. What's that? What's that music from, Catherine?
Bruce Lee film.
Yeah, which one?
Enter the Dragon.
Okay, right. Come on now. Come on. There's no Enter the Dragon's all funky and fluty.
Okay. Dragon, let's rip. Ride the Dragon.
Right, that was Zamo Maguire in Grange Hill. Who was,
chasing it.
Chasing the dragon and got burnt. That was from The Big Boss. Love a bit of Bruce Lee. As you know, we kind of dip in. I recently did a podcast with the Bruce Lee, clones of Bruce Lee guys, where we watched a Bruce-exploitation movie. And I love Bruce. Every now and then I go through a big Bruce Lee jag, right? And I bought all the DVDs first time they came out, and I bought them the second time they came out. And one of the joys of the second time is they had commentary by Bey Logan, right? And Bey Logan knows his shiz. When it comes to Bruce and martial arts movies, this guy is the Don, right? And I'm thrilled to say we got Bey Logan on the line now. Good evening, Bey.
Hey, how's it going, Ian? How are you?
Very, very well, man. Now, you're in Hong Kong. What time is it there?
It's now 7 a.m. in the path of the hurricane. So, if you suddenly hear a loud rushing of wind, it's not the end of days, but it might be the end of bays.
Hang on. Hey, he's good! Hey! How close is it coming to you guys?
Well, we're not 100% sure. It just hit Philippines, and then it might do a left turn or a right turn, depending. I mean, who knows the mind of a hurricane.
Wow.
So we'll see. Typhoon.
Man alive.
It's a typhoon, yeah.
All I'm saying, Bey, is if you do, and God forbid this happens, but if you get killed while we're doing this link-up, we will win an award. That is a guarantee. So
absolutely, Ian. I die so your name will live.
Thank you,
and
brother.
by the way, I've left it in my will, brother, that if I do fly off into that great kung fu school in the sky, all my DVDs and Bruce Lee materials will be sent over to your gaff.
Oh, you joke and you tease me, Bey, because you must have like loads of Bruce Lee stuff.
I wish you'd come to Hong Kong to visit my hidden fortress, because I actually we sell it on our website, realeast.com. All of the existing surviving Bruce Lee memorabilia, the lobby cards, the posters, everything that was ever printed.
Yeah.
And in fact, for all of those Golden Harvest classics, the Angela Mao movies, you're old school, you know who I'm talking about. Angela Mao, Amy Wong Yu.
I was in New York a couple of months ago, and I went there to see some concerts. They were cancelled, so I had 5 days in New York with nothing to do. So I made a pilgrimage to Angela's Chinese restaurant.
In Queens.
Yeah, which is in the middle of nowhere. But I went there and...
Isn't she?
Here's the thing. She wasn't there, but I had a lovely meal, and it was just a thrill being there. And at the end of it, I went up to the guy at the thing and I said, "Are you George?" He went, "Yeah." I said, "Are you Angela's son?" He went, "Yeah." I said, "Man, listen, I've got to say, I love you. I've come all the way from the UK. I love your mum." And it was just a thrill. And he was thrilled that someone from the UK knew who his mum was. It was great, man.
Wow. Yeah, no, I'm a huge fan, and we're just starting to put on the website some of her memorabilia from her classic films. But that was part of what I wanted to do with the book, 36 Chambers of Kung Fu Cinema, was to kind of bring a new generation and make them aware of the wonderful heritage of Hong Kong kung fu films. Bruce Lee, of course, was the guy that put us all on the map, and then also to show what else was there and to give it some context.
Okay, because I know that you've got. Have you written 2 books? You've got 2 books on the go.
2.
Are they both done?
Correct. The second one's almost finished. It's called Bruce Lee and I.
Okay, well,
and the one that's available now, the one I sent to you, is called 36 Chambers of Kung Fu Cinema.
This guy's showing off. It takes me 4 years to not even finish a book. He's written 2 books. It makes me puke.
Are you what are you writing a book about?
I've been trying for the last 4 years. I've been trying to write a book about working in TV and all the TV shows I've done, because I've done hundreds.
Brilliant.
But it's just sitting down, and I just haven't got that mentality that you've obviously got, Bey, of being able to sit down and go, right, I'm going to do the writing now. We're gonna make this happen. So go on.
I made 4 movies in China this year, and I don't know if you've ever been on a film. You've been on a film set, haven't you? You know, it's like, it's very exciting to watch a film, but when you're actually making it, there's a lot of sitting around, particularly if you're the producer. And so I was filling those times by having a laptop on the set, and in China the Wi-Fi is a bit dodgy, so I can't be like listening to your show like I normally am. So I would be just writing the book about Hong Kong film while making a Chinese film.
So just give us a bit, but just before we go on to 36 Chambers of Kung Fu, before we talk about that, just give us a bit of background, how you ended up in Hong Kong, how you ended up working on Chinese movies.
Well, I was kind of, when I was a kid, watched kung fu movies in like everybody did in the 70s. But unlike everybody else, when my dad was an accountant, my mum was a nurse, and they said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I said, "I want to go to Hong Kong and make kung fu movies."
I love it.
Which they thought was a bit of an odd thing to do. And then I kind of was doing martial art magazines, Combat Magazine, and then I founded a magazine called Impact Magazine. And it was always with the idea that I would interview people, and in interviewing them, kind of get the connections I needed to make films. And then I was really, every time I would interview somebody, at the end of the interview, I would say, and by the way, if you ever know of anybody who wants a white guy to write and produce a film, I'm your guy. And finally, somebody said yes. And I actually produced my first film, was a Hong Kong film, which we shot in England, in Birmingham, Paris, and Hong Kong.
That's a terrible Birmingham accent. Mate.
Sorry, I've lost it. I've lost it from all the years ago. Colour sauce and chips. But I was like...
yeah, go on.
I went to... so then I did that, and then another person that I know was making a film in Hong Kong and said, hey, would you like to come over and work on that? And I kind of came over. I figured, okay, well, I'll just see how this goes. And 20-something years later, I'm still seeing how it goes. And I just felt there was a niche here. I found there was a niche for one guy, at least, to be the resident writer-producer, white guy writer-producer in the industry. And that's been me. Lucky me.
Yeah, no, it is lucky because when I was a kid in sort of the early 80s, so 83, 84, and I was, 10, 12, 11, 12, watching all these Bruce Lee films and then all the Jackie Chan stuff and all of that, that's what I wanted to do. You are doing what... You stole my career, Logan.
I know, I hear that a lot. But there's a saying in Chinese, like, when you drink the water, remember from where the water flows.
Yeah.
So I think I've always pursued that in that I've been making films in making movies in Hong Kong and in China, but always having a secondary career as a historian and kind of remembering the rich tradition that we're following.
Yeah.
So I never felt the two were contradictory. I always felt that what influenced the work I was doing was my devotion to the culture and to the film history, which a lot of them... Yeah.
I was going to say, the 36 Chambers of Kung Fu. So that's the first book. So tell us about that. What is it? And I'm going to tweet the link to your website and stuff.
Thank you. It's volume 1, and what it is, it's the total in its totality is 36 films which I consider to be classic films, and viewing them through my unique perspective. And my first book, which I did more than 20 years ago now, which was Hong Kong Action Cinema, was necessarily an outsider's guide, because I was just a fan who'd seen a bunch of kung fu movies.
Yeah.
And this one's like an insider's view, because now I know all the people who actually made these films. So I'm offering a perspective of what the films meant to me, what their place was in Hong Kong film history, what happened day by day on the making of the film, what effect it had. And then at the end, it's kind of a fun thing, words to live by. It's actually a quote from the film, which is kind of a life lesson you can take away from it. So each chapter is broken down into a section saying, this is where I first saw the film, this is where I first met the guy who was in the film, this is the funny story. I'll give you an example.
Yeah, go on.
I do a chapter about writing kung fu. And then there's a character that stars and was directed by Bolo Yeung, the guy from Enter the Dragon.
Bolo!
The most muscular Chinese. Bolo! I'll find someone with whom you can fight. Bolo! So my first encounter...
I've just got to say, Bey, Catherine is sat here laughing at us, shaking her head, like every other woman I've tried to get interested in karate movies and kung fu films, just like going, I don't see it. I cannot see...
I feel like the only girl in the common room again.
I know. That was actually the Big Boss soundtrack you played at the begining of the segment, by the way.
As if you weren't going to know that.
As if I wouldn't know. But anyway, so I talk about when I first came to Hong Kong to persuade Bolo to come and be in a live show in Huddersfield, England. It's a true story. And I tracked him down to they call the Bolo Triangle. If you walk it, he will come. It was like a gym, a coffee shop, and another area, and a kind of a Chinese seafood restaurant. And if you walk that, you'd find Bolo. And I indeed found him.
Wow.
And about what happened in terms of why he didn't come to England and how he got pissed off with me.
Yeah.
And then flash forward to years later when I got hired to write a film for him. And I'm just thinking, he's going to remember that incident in the past, and I've just had the soundtrack to the trailer for his film Chinese Hercules, Bone Breaker, Neck Snapper, the Muscle Man Monster of the martial arts. And I'm thinking, and that's the guy that's chasing me around the Bolo Triangle.
Yeah.
So you get that story, and then you go into the history of, and by the way, 1991, wherever it was, Bolo got hired to direct a movie, and this is what happened, and here's what happened on the movie, and this is so on and so forth. So you're going to get my perspective of the individuals, and then, when I do a commentary, there's a lot of stuff, even as fast as I talk, I can't say everything. There's information that I've got that I can't say in time.
Yeah.
So with the book, I actually can go into some detail and go into the historical because I'm obviously, as you know, I'm practicing martial artist as well in the Hung-Gar Kung Fu. So I'm also talking about the martial arts in some detail, the historical detail, and the film connections in some detail, more than I could. So to some extent, the chapters, there's a section that's an expanded commentary.
Here's the thing, though. You're learning kung fu. Your kung fu is terrible, and I'm training. And when I'm ready, I'm going to come over there and I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to challenge you.
Really good. You know what's funny? This last, I felt much the same as you. Last March, I entered a kung fu tournament here. Have you seen the film Iron Monkey?
Yes, I think I have. Yes,
with Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
Anyway,
course,
the reason I mention it is it was promoted by a girl called Lei Fai, who was actually one of the bad girls, and she's the villain in Iron Monkey. But anyway, she's got a big kung fu school my daughter trains, and she had a tournament, and so I got entered into this tournament, and I was in the seniors division. And I think it was best dog in show, but I got a medal, so I was like, I was really happy.
Right.
Yeah, because it was like I haven't competed for a long time.
And the joy about this book, you very kindly sent me the ebook, and I don't understand ebooks, so I just don't understand how people read them. But I flicked through it. It's not just with the 36 Chambers of Kung Fu book. It's not just Bruce Lee. In fact, I think there's only one Bruce Lee film in there, isn't there?
Correct.
Fist of Fury.
Trust me, you'll get your Bruce Lee fix from the next book, which is all Bruce Lee all the time. And there's another big doorstopper, and this one is 500 pages, and part 2 of 36 Chambers is going to be the same length. So it's a massive tome, and the Bruce Lee one's going to be even longer.
But here's the thing, because people think, right, karate films, martial arts, also people call it karate films, when really they're kung fu films. But people think martial arts films, they think Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's it. That's all they think. And they miss out on the beauty of all the Bruce-exploitation stuff that we talk about, of Sammo Hung, of all of these other wonderful, of Angela, all of these wonderful films that
I mean, Jimmy Wong Yu, who, I actually probably commit acts of sacrilege both in 36 Chambers and in the Bruce Lee book. I think that as a director, Wong Yu, if you look at the Chinese boxer at Shaw Brothers, is far more accomplished than Bruce Lee as a director. I'm not talking about as a martial arts choreographer, but as a film director, Wong Yu is much more. If you look at The Brave and the Evil, the film that Wong Yu did in Taiwan when he moved there, and One Arm Boxer even, he's like a very gifted director, but he didn't have the charisma of a Bruce Lee. So I'm kind of looking at Bruce in the context of the whole Chinese film industry. And there's things interesting, like in the Bruce Lee book, there's the feeling you probably would think after Bruce Lee died, there were all these guys in the charts in Hong Kong and making hit movies who were doing kung fu movies. All the films after Bruce Lee died, the big hits were comedies.
Yeah, they were, weren't they?
There was a film called House of 72 Tenants, made by Bruce Lee's childhood friend Choi Yun, and that film made more money at the Hong Kong box office than Enter the Dragon.
And here's the thing with Bruce Lee, right? He was brilliant, and he was an innovator. You know, those things can't be. But also, he died really young, so he has that kind of James Dean factor that he never actually made a bad film. You know, so he's in some ways he's kind of cheated in the same way that James Dean did. He made only 3 films. No one could go, oh, there was that bad Bruce Lee film we did.
No.
Because he never did
one. I agree with you. I halfway agree with you. The other thing is, I think that we were cheated in that we didn't get to see him really fulfill his potential as a filmmaker.
Yeah, I know.
But, there's a Sufi saying, if you would dishonor a man, let him live. So I think there's something to be said for the fact that if Bruce Lee had lived, perhaps there would be aspects to who knows what would have happened.
This is how rubbish our show is, mate. For some reason we did a phone in a few months ago. What films do you think Bruce Lee would have made if he'd lived? And someone said if he'd have lived in the late 80s, he would have definitely made a cop film where he was paired up with a dog. And I can kind of see him, doing
Top Dog with Chuck Norris. Actually, there's a chapter in my book which is called in the Bruce Lee book, which is called Untold Tales of the Dragon, which actually details all the scripts that Bruce had in development at the time of his demise. So that actually goes into some detail on that, and also looking at films that he was meant to make that were made by other people. So I hope that answers some of that question.
Did any of them involve a talking dog?
Not as yet, but
so we got the 36 Chambers book, 36 Chambers of Kung Fu, which is out, and I'm going to tweet all the websites and things. I promise. And then you've got the Bruce Lee book that's coming out later. So what is that?
Right. The Bruce Lee book is called Bruce Lee and I. And it is, the way that's structured is, it is one chapter talking about an aspect of Bruce Lee and one aspect talking about my unique perception of it.
Yeah.
For example, we do a chapter talking about Bruce Lee's classic film, Fist of Fury. And then the next chapter is talking about me playing Petrov, the Russian, in the TV remake of Fist of Fury with Donnie Yen. So I'm talking about, like, when I was a kid in Peterborough, England, watching at the ABC Theatre Fist of Fury, I would think, how would it be to be Bob Baker fighting his teacher Bruce Lee in Fist of Fury? And then I had that experience because Donnie got me to play the Russian. Let me take care of him. So I was fighting on screen in the TV Fist of Fury. Yeah. So then we have another chapter talking about Bruce Lee's Game of Death, the version released in 1978, which is like a guilty pleasure of mine. And the next chapter is talking about how I discovered the Bruce Lee Game of Death dailies in the archives. So
now
this is
for those that know Bruce Lee. Last film he was kind of doing Game of Death, and he got called to do Enter the Dragon. So he filmed about 45 minutes of Game of Death, and then it was shelved.
Right.
And then a few years after his death, they made which I mean, I love it, but me too. It's kind of awful in places. But they made this film where they had people pretend to be Bruce Lee, and then right at the end they tacked on the footage that Bruce Lee shot. Now, if you were unlucky enough to get the UK VHS version in the 80s, that out of the 45 minutes that were available, they used 6 minutes. And you're going, what are they doing? But there was the rumour that there was loads of this footage that had been filmed and had been lost and no one knew where it was, and did it actually exist and was it a myth? And you found it, man.
Correct. I was in terms of Kung Fu cinema, I've always been in the right place at the right time. And I actually was at a company where they were just going through the Golden Harvest archive. And I went down there, and you needed somebody like myself who was actually an active professional in the business, because a fan would not have been given access.
Yeah.
So I went in there and I could tell the gate, I could kind of like, order, I command you. Wow. I could say to them, you shall not pass. I said to the gatekeeper, go in there and find me anything with Bruce Lee's name on it that you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And the guy came out with these rusting reels of film, and he goes, this has got, like, Game of Death written on it. And I'm like, lace it up, big boy. And then I just sat down. Can you imagine, Ian? I sat down in the screening room, and there was all bunches of other junk. And then suddenly there's this footage of, like, you've seen movie dailies, the same scene, the same. I said, wait a minute, these are the dailies from Game of Death. Yeah. And I'm actually not a great believer in, like, the spirit of Bruce Lee moves through the world. I'm quite practical. But there's a shot of Bruce where he walks out to fight Chi Hon-soy's character, and he kind of raises his hand towards the camera. And my chair in the screening room kind of moved back. It was this energy came off the screen. And it was just extraordinary. I've never had that moment before or since, but it was really remarkable. You could say it was like just a psychological reaction, but the sheer energy and seeing this footage, which I literally had dreamt of, don't take it the wrong way, but I'd fantasized about.
Oh, mate, my mum was so worried about me growing up as a 13, 14, 15-year-old boy. My walls, and for a while my ceiling, was covered in pictures of Bruce Lee. Now, all those pictures is either him in like a little vest or him naked and sweaty. So I've got all these pictures.
I know. My mum was the same. Why is my son suddenly got all these half-naked Chinese men holding like wooden sticks? Yeah. It just...
I used to practice my nunchuckers in front of the mirror, and I didn't have foam chucks. I had the wooden ones with the swivel
real
action.
deal.
The number of times I smacked myself on the back of the head, those things hurt, man.
I've heard you, Ian. I've heard your show. This explains a lot.
and just to remind people, it is 7:00 in the morning where he is. That's why he's acting like this. Can I ask you a question? Talking about martial arts films, right? Because one of my favourite films is Shaolin Soccer. You would like this film, Catherine, because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It is hilarious. Stephen Chow. What happened to him? Because he did that other film whose name escapes me, and then he kind of disappeared.
Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle. And he was going to be like the next, great star in, combining Bruce Lee and the comedy of Jackie Chan. But then he just sort of disappeared. What's he up to?
He's still around. I mean, he's more interested in directing now, and he had a huge success a couple of years ago with this wonderful movie. You should track it down. It was called The Mermaid, which is very funny. And then last year, he and a producer-director who you'll know of called Choi Hark, who did Once Upon a Time in China and everything, they did another version of The Monkey King together. So he does a film a year or a film every other year. But he's not interested in acting anymore. He has an office in an area here called Lang Wai Fong, which is like the bar district, like a Soho district. And he goes there and develops stuff. I meet him occasionally on passing, or I go and see him and chat. He's a big Bruce Lee fan. Big Bruce Lee fan.
Tell Stephen Chow he has to come on this show. We want Stephen Chow.
Yeah, you know what? He's so funny. You're more likely to get him on your show than somebody is from Hong Kong TV and radio, because he probably figures the people from here will ask him, kind of impertinent questions, and you'll be very respectful.
Oh God,
which you would,
of course. And then I'm going to come and kick his ass.
Yeah. By the way, I was talking about my book, 36 Chambers of Kung Fu Cinema. It's part 1 and part 2, and what we're going to do in the future is a huge kind of hardback edition with bonus features, and it'll be like Gene Simmons' The Vault. I think that's such a good idea. And that'll be like this massive kind of Egyptian Book of the Dead, and I will actually come to people's house and deliver it and then do a kung fu form in their front garden.
Will you be charging the $50,000 that Gene Simmons charges for the personal delivery service?
As soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm in. I'm so down for that. I mean, it must be, because how many people do you need to do that before you can retire?
Yeah.
So I'm sure there must be somebody, some folks out there. But anyway, there is going to be a special edition later. But as of now, it's print version, the e-copy version, and it's part 1. And then I'm doing the Bruce Lee book, which, of course, I'll send all this to you, Ian. And then part 2 of 36 Chambers. And then, I don't know, I've written one novel. I might write another novel after that.
We're all just turning our noses up at you now. Now you're showing off with novels and things as well. Now he's showing off.
Meanwhile, Ian's trying to colour in the title page of his book.
This is still my side gig. My main job remains making films. We did did a picture about 2 months ago in China called Vixen, which is like a Kung Fu Die Hard with a fighting Asian female, like the modern Angela Mao.
Yes, man.
Trapped in a building. We have a wonderful actor, Brian Larkin, who was in. You should have him on your show. He was in London Has Fallen.
Oh yeah.
He's in the film. He's great. Scottish actor.
Well, listen.
And then
go on.
Yeah.
No, go on. You go on.
We're starting soon on a film called Loser is the Winner, which is going to be like $1 Million Baby of China. It's about women's boxing.
Bey, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. If you want to go to the website, guys, it's realeast.com, and it's real as in cinema real, R-E-E-L, east.com. Anywhere else that they should go and have a look at, Bey, or is that the place?
It's all there. That's the one-stop shop for all. It's got more funk than a Shaolin monk.
There we go.
All your Kung Furious needs, go to Real East, R-E-E-L, East, E-A-S-T.com.
All right, go.
And always a pleasure.
It's nearly 8 o'clock, Bey. Go and write another book, for God's sakes.
I will.
We'll speak again soon, brother.
You're my second favourite guy called Lee after Bruce, so it's always a pleasure.
I'll have that. Bey, lovely to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. How can he have so much energy at 7:30 in the morning?
Coffee?
I don't think it is. I bet he was writing a book when he was talking to us.
All the voices and everything.
I like him. I like him a lot. I know it's a bit geeky, but I really do. I dig him.
A bit.
Sorry?
Smidgen.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's get someone on to talk about My Little Ponies or something next week. And that's genuine, because you like My Little Ponies.
I don't. My kids do.
Okay, fine. We'll get your kids on to talk about it. I don't care. I'm not going to listen. 03.
Wow.
Sorry? 03. Sorry?
You're not sorry, though.
No. 03.
Whispering lunar incantations for cross-parents, cross-dressers.
Yeah, did you know this about me?
And cross-rail workers.
Steel and polycarbonate.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
I've got a very poor internet connection.
On Talk Radio.
03 44499 1000. Well, that guy Sam has just sent me an email. And
so he's legit, is he?
Well, he's just sending you this from my work email, so you know I'm legit. Yeah, all right, Sam, because you can fake emails. I'm not stupid. You and Kath's names will be on the door. You'll have 2 seats reserved. And I'll be there to say hello. If you can't make it, no worries. I still like to talk about Film Night Ring. If there's anything else you need to know, give me an email.
Sam, it's on.
Sam, it's on. Good evening, Ronnie.
Hi there.
Hello, Ronnie. Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
I got transferred to you because I was looking for George Galloway.
Okay, you're a little bit late.
Well, they never told me that on Talk Sport.
Well, you also got the wrong station.
I've been listening to all your techno geek stuff there.
Yeah.
It's a wee bit above my head.
I know.
You know? What do you mean, you know? You don't know me.
Well, I know that you're 2.5 hours late for the show you wanted to talk to, and you don't know the name of the radio station. But still, it's nice to talk to you, Ronnie.
I could be a techno geek.
Okay.
Just like you.
Okay. Well, okay.
You know, so what were you talking about there? Because
so wait, what? So it was above your head.
Guy, right? No, wait a minute.
No, it was above your head. I
give
was
me a
right.
wee second, please. Give me a wee second.
Okay.
I'm a normal guy.
Well, I don't know if that's true.
And I've been listening to you there for the last 10 minutes, talking to you.
You could listen to the whole show on the radio and get a better grasp of
I've
things.
been listening to you talking to somebody else here.
Okay. Yes.
And I can't put 2 and 2 together and get 10.
No.
Because
it was pretty obvious what we were talking about. It wasn't.
No,
it wasn't complicated.
It wasn't obvious.
It was to people. It was to
that's the
people.
point I mean.
It was to people who can think.
No, wait a minute. Yeah. Rewind. No, that's been a wee bit facetious there.
Mate, you're 2.5 hours late for the show. For the host you want to talk to, and you don't know the name of the radio station.
No, I'm not 2.5 hours late.
Well, you are, because his show, George Galloway's
transferred me here.
Your George Galloway
10
show.
minutes ago.
No, George Galloway's show finished at 10 o'clock. Do you know what time it is now?
No, listen.
It's 12:30.
I've listened to your show for 10 minutes.
Well, great, congratulations.
And I listened to you talking a load of nonsense about techno geek stuff.
Well, I've listened to you for 5 minutes. I'm listening to you for 5 minutes. I've got no idea what you're banging on about, so we're quits.
Right, okay. You give up then.
No, I'll carry on talking rubbish to an idiot. I don't mind. That was cheeky. That was below the belt.
That was
naughty. That was a little bit naughty, Ronnie. I was a bit naughty there, but you liked it.
You were so wrong there.
You respected it. You respected it, though.
I was ready to walk away there, but you went and...
I went low. I went in low.
You did. Okay.
I went in low.
I was ready to say cheers, okay, I'm off.
All right, Ronnie. Thanks for the call, man.
All right, cheers.
Tatty, bye.
He also did say you can't put 2 and 2 together and make 10, so, no.
If you want to listen to George Galloway, he's on Friday nights, 7 till 10. It's 12:30. This is Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Vix has just tweeted, plot twist, that was George Galloway.
What a fanny.
Oh, man. Having fun tonight. Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10, me and Kath. There's only 30 tickets left for our London show. Isn't that crazy, huh? I mean, we may not sell... That could be it now. That's it. We won't sell any more. But 30 tickets for the show in December. So if you're going to come, I'd suggest getting them. Brighton sold out. Bath is almost sold out. If you go to iainlee.com/event, then you can get them.
Maybe that Dave the teacher could bring a school party. Win them over.
Yeah, maybe. Who's on tonight? Martin Kellner's on tonight, isn't it? Of course, it's a Friday. Martin Kellner will be on... at 1 o'clock through the night. Got another 25 minutes. We'll take calls straight to air after this next one, Sam. So you sit back, relax, rest those fingers. You look tired. So if you want to call in, we'll take calls straight to air. But before that, we got Dion. Good evening, Dion.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, Dion. You sound sparky.
Sparking?
Sparky, you deaf git.
All right, yeah, my mate's just gone. We had a bit of a good night.
Yes, mate.
Yeah.
Roll me another one.
Exactly.
I wanna suck it down and touch the devil.
Well, I'm 60 in January, so I like to chill out.
You might as well have a fat one. What's the matter? What's the worst that can happen? You're gonna get arrested? I don't think so. Not for a little bit of pot.
No, not at all.
Not for a little bit of pot.
No, not at all.
Gonna arrest you for pot?
Watched a great film earlier.
Oh yeah, go on.
It's not very well known. It's called...
Is it Ghostbusters 2?
Well done, Catherine. Thank you for that. Yes. I get 5 pence every time someone says that. Go on.
No, it's called Twin Town. It's filmed in Swansea.
Twin Town?
Yeah, and it's an absolutely brilliant film. It's not very well known.
I've heard of it.
I think I've seen that. I'm just Googling it to see the Twin Town... While working on a roof, Fatty tumbles off a ladder and injures himself, initiating a drug feud. No, I haven't seen it, but I'm aware of it.
It's a really good film. It's one of them. It's not well known. It's just good British drama.
Good old Welsh drama.
Welsh, British,
Welsh,
whatever.
Welsh.
But it is just a good film, you know. And
yeah.
It's not violent or nasty, you know.
That's a shame.
It's just a good film.
I'm happy for him, though. He's had a good night.
He's got high, he's watched a movie, he's discovered gay pleasure with his friend. It's been a great night.
I don't know about the gay, but...
Come on, man. You're 60. Treat yourself.
It's 12:30. They've only just gone home.
Treat yourself. You're nearly 60. Have a little fondle. If you don't like it, you never got to do it again. But you might do it. Try it. You just might like it.
The Beatles did it.
Exactly. Paul McCartney and John Lennon sat in a circle with a load of mates and they knocked one out together. The Beatles! The Beatles masturbating each other!
Beatles, eh?
Yeah!
They certainly were.
Imagine! With Ringo keeping a steady rhythm? Yes! So
Ringo
come
on
on!
the drum.
Well, Ringo on the drum, OK.
Paul left-handed.
Yeah, we go!
And George Harrison probably out of his head on something.
Yeah, probably high on drugs,
Yeah,
man. I'm so high on drugs. I've taken a drug and I'm high on it, man. Oh, God. Let me go and write a song. Something in the way she moves. High on drug. I'm George Harrison. I'm high on drugs, man. I'm so high.
Don't remember him talking like that.
Yes, because you never met him when he was as high as the time I met him. He was that high.
So good night, was it, Dion?
Yeah, I did.
I tell you what's going to happen, Dion. I'm going to put someone through to you, and I just want you to say at the count to 3, and then say hello, okay?
If you want.
Ready, steady, go.
Hello.
No, count
to 3.
Count to 3.
1, 2, 3. Hello.
Hello. Is that Talk Radio?
Yes, it is. Hello. How can I help?
Oh, sorry. It's Carol. I've been phoning a few times.
Where are you calling from?
Ticket. Swindon. That's where I live.
Swinton?
Swindon. Wiltshire.
You sound like you got a Lancashire...
Yeah, well, that's because I'm a Rochdale girl.
Right, that's where my family are from.
What is it? Whereabouts?
Yeah, they're from Whitworth.
Whitworth? Oh, that's the posh bit. I'm from Castleton.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been there for a long time. I live down south now. But, no, my family are all
sound like it.
Area. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was you calling in for?
No. I was just phoning up because I wanted to shame a selfish woman on radio. My friend, yeah, bless her, my closest friend is paralysed, and she went to see the Arctic Monkeys at the O2 last weekend.
Yes.
And I said to her, "Did you have a nice time?" And she said, "Yeah, it was all right, but I had to wait 10 minutes outside the toilet." So what are you talking about, 10 minutes? She said, a girl come walking out. Yeah, all two, this is. She come walking out the toilet. There's nothing wrong with her. She was just a lazy cow.
Well, definitely. I've been to the hospital. I went there.
That's a bit off, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. I went there a few years ago. She's disabled. It's not the best place to go.
Well, what do you expect her to do? Sit at home, what, looking at a pot plant for the rest of her life? That's what people think people in wheelchairs do. Honestly. There's no wrong with her brain. She can go out of her house. She went all the way from where she lives in Norfolk to the O2, and she's got to wait 10 minutes. How did paralysed people go to the toilet? Do you know? It's nothing like what you do with able-bodied. If you're paralysed, the inside plumbing doesn't work.
Well,
you
if you're in a concert and that, the best thing to do is...
Do you know what she does? Shoves a catheter inside her.
Exactly.
Plastic tube. It's a plastic tube. You get shoved in when you have an operation. It's called a catheter.
Yeah, I know what one is, yeah.
She has to sellotape that to her leg.
Well, actually, if you go on Amazon...
And I thought, this is behind. This is a blue badge toilet. It's got a picture of a wheelchair. And this girl come out. I said, did you say anything? She said, no. I said, I would have. I'd have said, excuse me, love. I think you've left your wheelchair in the toilet.
Well, maybe she didn't really need it.
There's a ladies' toilet and a gents' toilet right next to the... I tell you what, if it couldn't get worse, she went to the lift to try and get downstairs to the other floor. The lift is packed with lazy people. And I said, did you say anything? She said, no, this man did. And he said, excuse me, everybody, there's a sort of escalators down there. This lady's in a wheelchair, if you don't mind. Get out.
Well...
I thought that's what I would have said and all.
Didn't you have anyone with her?
Selfie. Yeah, a fiancé, but he's not as gobby as me. But why should she... Why are people so ignorant and selfish?
Well, I wouldn't say they're selfish.
No.
It's...
Well, why are they selfish? She said that we were there, the lift was coming out, up, down. It was full before it even got to the floor that she was on. And I couldn't believe it. I've chatted to her on the phone and she told me about it. And I said, some people want a punch in the mouth, honestly. She's on wheels. If she goes to the doctors and says, oh, doctor, I'm a bit cheesed off with being in a wheelchair now. Can I have some leg transplant? They say, do you know what they say? Sorry, Laura, unlucky. Send her home. Honestly, I was so mad. So I wanted to do a call out for the lazy girl who held my friend who's paralysed, made her way outside a toilet with a picture of a wheelchair on it for 10 minutes. Because I thought, you can have Miss Selfish, Miss Lazy award for this month. What do you think about that then? I think it was disgusting. Because Iain was talking about Mary Whitehouse a bit earlier on. And the other thing I wanted to ask him, he was going on about interviewing somebody, wasn't he, yesterday? 2 fellas. Who are they? I've never heard of them. And he was so excited, I didn't want to ring up and say, who are they, when he was all interviewed. Because I thought that I don't like upsetting people, you know. But I just wondered what him and Cass thought about that. At the O2. It's mean. Think about other people for a change instead of thinking about yourself all the time, honestly. But anyway, that was all I wanted to say. I've only just woke up. I've been told this tonight.
What are you beefing on about?
Me? I've got an illness. Yeah, it's called myalgic encephalitis.
Dear.
I've got that.
What a radio programme this is.
I can't even remember.
Did we get a word in Edgware here?
I'm exhausted all the time. What?
Did we get a word in Edgware here?
No, because I can't shut up.
Just shut it, pal. Just shut it, pal.
Say nicely, please. Can you shut up?
What are you beefing on about? Who's that?
I just... What
Who's that?
Is that? What?
Who's that?
Nobody... Who's it? There's nobody here except me and my cat.
Just shut it, pal.
Don't be so rude.
Am I talking to myself here?
Well, I think you should.
Are you real?
You're getting shouty. I've only just rung up to make a public contribution to the show.
Who, you?
That's my phone bill here.
Have I won?
What? All right then, I'll buzz off.
I've done a little garden. Please don't go.
What are you on? It's not making any sense.
Please don't go.
Right,
Yeah, I know it is now.
On the radio. But I think that was selfish and mean.
Just shut it, pal.
What? Honestly, I'm going to go now.
Please don't go.
You can have the rest of the show.
Please don't go.
Well, you just said me shut up now. What's up with you?
Please don't go.
No, don't say that. Because
Please don't go.
Somebody else waiting.
I like the mushy peas.
So do I.
I like the mushy peas.
Anyway, that goes off.
Please don't go.
I'll speak to you again. All right, I have got to go. I've got to
Please don't go.
Bye. All right, bye for now. Ta-ra.
Oh, God. What's the matter with it?
Quality radio. Or was it just me? All right, I guess I'll talk. I was on eBay and I bought a turntable. And the thing about eBay is...
No, where's Carol gone? I was enjoying that, man.
You were?
Right. I was enjoying that. Can Carol phone back? Because I'd much rather listen to her than you, mate.
No,
She's far more interesting.
Couple
No, hopefully she'll call back while I'm on the phone and me and her can have a chat, because you're just boring, man. And you're a nasty piece of work. I don't like you. I don't even know you, and I don't like you. Yeah.
And?
Yeah. Go to bed, man.
No.
Go to bed.
No. No one tells me what time to go to bed.
Phoning up nice people and having a go at them, and yeah. Go to bed, buddy.
Yeah, nice people, and then you call up, eh?
Say it again, man.
Nice people calling, and then you ring in and ruin it all. Oh, is he gone? Come on, Vinny, ring in. Oh, Andre. Oh, hell, Ken, come on. We don't care anymore. Oh, I could hide beneath the wings of the bluebird as she sings. This is quality radio, and you don't get this anywhere else. TalkSport ain't got nothing on this. LBC, closed down. And I'm coming quick.
You're a rotten singer.
A rotten singer, yeah. Is this Carol again?
It's not your living, though, is it? It's not your living, is it?
Not my living, no.
What you do? Hello? Strong silent type. Love it. Beef. Or I'll forever hold your peace.
You can hold my peace.
Okay.
Touch my peace.
I haven't got a microscope to hand.
I've got a magnifying glass. It's not a magnifying glass. The big plastic screen like the ones my nan used to watch the telly on.
What did I say before? Tiny peni.
Do you love tiny peanut?
But I couldn't hear a whole one. Actually, I couldn't. I wouldn't even notice. Anyway,
That's Talk Radio.
Hello.
Hello. It's Carol again.
Oh, hello, love. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Who's that man there? Is he rude? I tell you what.
With a tiny penis.
No wonder. He's just been so mean to everybody. He's left now, and he's on his own because nobody wants to talk to him because he's not very nice to people.
Just shut it, pal.
Excuse me. Please shut it if you don't mind. It's off if you don't mind.
On that bombshell.
On that bombshell.
Well,
that took a very, very dark turn at the end there, guys. I think we dumped that, didn't we, Sam? We dumped that. Okay, well, a nice little bit of late night. Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night.
Call straight to air. Doesn't matter. Oh, Martin Kellner's in the studio. Good evening, Martin Kellner.
Yeah, I'm going to not swear. How about that?
I don't think you can not.
Anyway, yeah, no, it's a delight to be here again.
We're a bit delirious. Sorry, Martin.
Yeah.
I know it feels like you're walking in on an in-joke and you're not. It's just, we're both so tired, so we've gone a little bit loopy.
It's a bit of a fever dream
It's
in here at the
nice
moment.
to see a grown-up person after so many hours of just looking at Kath.
Yeah.
Martin Kellner will be on 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock.
1 o'clock till 5 o'clock.
What have you got
yeah.
tonight?
Oh, I've no idea. Well, we're talking... interesting enough, we've got a couple of guys live from the United States, whereas we know Hurricane Florence is about to hit... Well, it started hitting there. And we'll be talking to somebody live in Phoenix, Arizona, which is about 1,500 miles away from the eye of the storm. Yeah. But it'll be interesting to get a perspective of somebody who's nowhere near it.
Right.
Yeah. But we will also be talking to somebody from Charleston. Is it North Carolina or South Carolina?
I don't know.
Carolina. Anyway, wherever it is.
I don't know America.
So this is, and we're going to get the. We'll also be talking to our own Met Office here at Exeter in Devon, and the tail end of Tropical Storm Helena is going to hit us on Monday, and apparently it's going to be warm, wet and windy. I love talking about the weather. So basically we're going to talk about the weather for 4 hours.
Warm, wet and windy. That sounds like a night out on the tiles for me.
Yeah. And our subject in Not Dead Yet is the fantastic Dolly Parton. Who's what's Dolly Parton? She's over 70 now. Over 70, or late 60s.
Kath, tell him your Dolly Parton libel.
What?
Tell him your Dolly Parton.
Oh, she's covered in tats.
Covered in tats?
Yeah. She always wears long sleeves. Look it up on the internet. There are some snaps
look it up
of
on the internet, Martin. It must be true.
Seriously. Jennifer Saunders says that she flashed them at her.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And she always wears long sleeves.
Well, flash her arms or flash her tits?
She's got like a...
What? Hang on, you said you weren't going to use foul language.
Yeah, that's allowed. I'm told that's allowed.
She's got them on both.
Really?
Yeah.
Blimey. Well, she's not talking about that, but she will be talking about how she remains so fantastically toned at the age of the late 60s or whatever. And she says if there's anything that's bagged, sagged or something or other, she always uses the same quote.
Yeah.
She has it... she has a tuck, a suck.
Please, what is wrong with this guy?
That's what she said.
I saw her in concert at the O2 and she mimed for some of it.
Yeah, well, everybody does these days, though. They all do.
No, not the classics, not the heritage artists.
Well, obviously the Monkees wouldn't do that.
No, the Beach Boys wouldn't mime.
Beach Boys, no.
Dolly mimed.
No.
Disappointed.
Yeah, well, it doesn't surprise me that she might. But anyway, she's talking about that, and so she's on Not Dead Yet, and will. Oh yeah, and we're talking about Russia, obviously, all that stuff. New theft, people stealing catalytic converters from under your car if you've got.
That's been going on. I've heard about that.
Yeah,
because they cost a fortune.
They do. They're full of precious metals. There's rhodium and precious elements.
Yeah.
And if these guys go to an area where people have got lots of Range Rovers and expensive cars and things, and they whip out a whole load of them, they can sell them for scrap.
Okay. Well, that is coming up at 1 o'clock. Stay tuned, because he's in a feisty mood.
Sake, stay tuned.
I think he's going to drop a swear, and probably a sexual swear. Might even be the big one. We just don't know.
Who knows? It's a competition for you. When you hear the swear word, phone in.
That's your cue to call. Your C word to call. Back on Monday to